Good morning, world. It is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. Another beautiful day. I'm not going to lie, this basement is not getting warmer. It's very interesting being down here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. As always, it is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. How y'all feeling this morning, man? Another beautiful morning. Another morning for us to get some content in. Another morning for us to talk sports. And boy, do we got some topics to talk. Very confusing yesterday after dropping 15 and 10. The Demarcus Cousins has seemingly been informed that he will be waived by the Milwaukee Bucks. Bulls able to sweep in on that? Gonna be breaking that down, man. Also, Antonio Brown telling his side of the story. He told his story and made his story? Or how we breaking that down? We'll be talking that as well. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers versus Bears beat reporter, Hub Arkish, local reporter, basically saying that he won't vote for Aaron Rodgers, seemingly because he didn't get the vaccine. And he's just not a nice guy, which is another reason why you'll probably hear me go on a rant about reporters, right, or voting on the football awards. And then, of course, how does Derrick Henry's return affect the AFC playoffs? We got all that and more, man. We got 3 hours to kill, so you might as well kill it with me. Appreciate y'all for being here this morning. We got time in the chat early, Reeking in the chat early. Appreciate you guys for rocking with your boy, man. Let's get it busting, man. Let's get it cracking. Let's start it off with our beloved team. Let's start it off with the hometown team. Started off with the hometown beloved team, man. Seemingly Boogie Cousins, after having another good game for the Bucks, is going to be waived. Now, I dropped a video yesterday that seemed to get under a lot of people's skin. You know what the one weird thing about YouTube is, doing this on YouTube? By the way, we're live on YouTube, live on the Contender app. So if you can't sit here and just sit in front of the video, go download the Contender app, man. The Contender app, where you can hear nonstop sports talk. While you're on the clock, you can hear the Windy City breeze over there, the morning breeze over there every day from 6 to 9, man. So here's the issue I have. Oh, no, I was talking about YouTube. I was about to break something completely different down. Here's the issue I have with YouTube. It doesn't show me the dislikes anymore, and I don't like it. I want to know how many people disagree with me. I want to know how many people disagree with me. I really do. I love knowing how many people disagree with me. So, like yesterday, I put out the video about, should the Bulls trade potential that we did in here. We all talked about it. Should the Bulls trade potential for the guarantee? And I got people in the comments jumping down my throat. So now it's a seemingly simple question, and I already know I'm going to have people jumping down my throat. Should the Chicago Bulls be in on Demarcus Cousins? Or where does he fit best? Y'all know I'm a Boogie fan. Y'all know I rock with Boogie. Should the Bulls be in on Boogie Cousins? And to me, this is an easy one. This is a layup. You absolutely got to be in on Boogie. You've absolutely got to be in on Boogie, and I'll tell you why. I'm not sure what the stigma is around his game. But if you've been watching, he's absolutely been productive. Has he been up and down? Yes, he's been a bench big man. I'm not saying that he's Boogie from Sacramento. I'm not saying that he's Boogie from New Orleans. I'm saying that we need help rebounding. Vooch needs help. Get this man some help. And we have an opportunity to go get somebody that just dropped 15 and 10. Shay says, don't go get Demarcus Cousins unless you're going to waive Tony Bradley. I mean, unless you can make sure he stays healthy. Here's the thing about sports. You can't make sure that anyone's going to stay healthy. I'm not asking you to go throw $10 million at Demarcus Cousins. I'm asking you to get Vooch help. I'm asking you to bring him in to be a backup big man. I am asking you to let him do exactly what he did last night, which is play maybe 19 minutes a game. Maybe 19 minutes a game. Go out and get you 15 and 10. That can absolutely be impactful to what you're trying to do on the court. You get Vooch some help. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a layup to me. This is a layup to me. Boogie Cousins has absolutely been, I'm not going to say dominant, but you're getting him for nothing, Bulls fans. We're getting him for a little bit of nothing. We're getting him for, let's see, let's give him a flyer. And it's not like you're tied to him. It's not like you're tied to him. He's a piece that you bring in. He's a piece that you add into the mix. He's a piece that's absolutely able to come in and be impactful right away. I'm not guaranteeing his health. Can't guarantee anybody's health. It's the NBA. I'm not guaranteeing he's going to be there the rest of the season. What you're trying to do is find you a bridge guy until P. Will comes back. If we're keeping P. Will. And to me, you missed out on getting this guy when you first had the opportunity. At a minimum, you go get Boogie so that he can help another team. See, what you had in this situation is a blessing in disguise. What you have in this situation is a blessing in disguise. Because Milwaukee absolutely picked up another problem that they could use against you. And good morning to the people filtering in the chat, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Y'all know we talk Chicago sports weekly. We're doing the Morning Breeze daily. Appreciate y'all for tuning in over here on YouTube and on the Contender app. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, it's one of those things to me where this is a move that you make to keep him out of the hands of somebody that can hurt you. What if Brooklyn goes and gets him? They already got LA that was giving you buckets. There's some moves you have to make in this league where you make the move to go get an impactful player. Not because maybe he's the perfect fit for your team, but sometimes just because you don't want somebody else to go get him and use him against you. Lotus says, play Bell, play Marco, play Bradley, play Cook, play P. Will, just play them all, problem solved. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not how sports work. You got to get these guys minutes. Tyler Cook, nice piece, nice story. Yeah, he's probably not getting ticked. Bradley probably gets ticked. He's a 7-footer. He's somebody that can play. Marco's proven he's not ready to be in the league. All Marco want to do is get that shot up. I don't know about Jordan Bell. I'm not sure what's going on with Jordan Bell. But if you didn't hear last night, Boogie Cousins was waived by the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Bulls need some serious rebounding here. Like this to me, like I look at this situation, right? Are we going for this or not? And it's about making chess moves, not checkers. It's not just about jumping the next guy that's in front of you. This is not about being the best team in the Eastern Conference throughout the regular season. That is fun. This is about building a team that is going to consistently win in the playoffs. While that is fun, this is about building a team that is going to consistently win in the playoffs. And sometimes to make those chess moves, you have to make moves to block other people from taking a piece. And so to me, I look at this as a no-brainer in my mind. To me, I look at this as I'm blocking the Brooklyn Nets or the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta Hawks, or whoever it is from going to grab him. Or even maybe a Western Conference competition that I might see in the NBA championship if I make it that far. We have to up our dreams. We have to up what we want to do. We have to up what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to get to that next level of, because in our mind, there's no way this team makes the NBA Finals, right? That's not true. You got to be making moves like you're a finals team that's been there 6 times. This is a finals move. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't think Boogie can help us, another team sure as heck is going to think they can help. He can help them. And especially, this is the thing, right? In limited minutes, Boogie is very productive. In limited minutes, he's very productive. I don't need him to play 25 minutes a game. He's not that dude anymore. His body won't let him be that dude. And I'm going to be honest, like I was telling, because we got a group chat going, I was telling in the group chat last night, saying that, Boogie was my favorite player until Ja Morant came into the league. Like, I just went a few years without a favorite player. So listen, if the Bulls signed Boogie, that jersey's in the mail. I'm weird like that. Like, is anybody else like me? Like, you don't get a jersey of the people that are currently on your team? You know what I'm saying? To me, a jersey is a long time possession. To me, getting a Bulls jersey of a player, that's a long time possession. Now, there's certain ones you can get when they really, like, at this point, getting a Levine jersey wouldn't be a bad move because I know he can play. Getting a you know what I'm saying? A Vooch jersey isn't a bad move because I know he can play. Like, it's a little different with certain teams, but for me, like, there's always that, like, man, what if this dude like doesn't pan out? Like, guys, they got like, and I feel like that's why Muggs fights so hard for the players. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you went out and you spent $180 on a Kobe White jersey, you sure as heck better hope that he's that dude. You sure as heck better hope that he's that dude. The only jersey of a current player I have right now is a Khalil Mack jersey, and it's because AD bought it for me. I'm very picky about my jerseys, dog. I'm very picky. Mike's the same way. He says, "Yeah, I'm picky about the jersey. I really gotta like you and believe in you." Yeah, dog. That's how I feel. That's how I feel with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those where it's like, if I'm buying your jersey, you better be a god, or at least on that level, or you better have ingratiated yourself to the city through like heart, hustle, and muscle. I don't know. I'm random like that. But no, To me, it was an interesting topic to start the morning with. Just looking at how our Bulls are, man, we still got time off, man. Listen, let them boys rest. Let them boys rest. Get as much rest in as you can. We don't play again until tomorrow versus Washington in Chicago. And Washington is going through it, dog. Y'all see they got hit with another game winner last night? That's a team that's going through it right now. That's a team that's trying to figure it out. Dog, what is that? In the span of 3 days, you've been hit with 2 game winners, which is like one is good because it's like it means you're in the game, like you're competing, like your team is good. But at the same time, just that inrush of like, dog, ain't no way we just got hit with another game winner right now. Ain't no way we just got hit with another game winner right now. That's a tough one. And after they lost to the Bulls, they've gone on a little 3-game skid again. So Wizards becoming the Falcons of the NBA. Yeah. Yeah, for real. It's tough out here for them, man. I almost feel bad at this point, but I hope we beat them again. You know what I'm saying? Some interesting thing around the NBA yesterday, man. And if you guys watched it, it's the exact reason I said that the Brooklyn Nets are very different with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving made his return last night for the Brooklyn Nets. And essentially is still pretty unstoppable. He's still pretty unstoppable, dog. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists on 9 of 17 shooting, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. He had 3 steals, 1 block. He's still pretty unstoppable. And now you're adding that into the beast that is Kevin Durant. Now you're adding that in to a machine that's already in motion. Now you're adding that into a team that is in need of help. Now, it kind of the conversation we had yesterday, it is going to be interesting to see how they work this in, which is so weird, dog. It's like we're only playing Kyrie for the road games. It's so weird. And it's a cop-out move to me by Brooklyn, honestly. Shows me that they didn't believe in the team that they built after they saw it on the floor. They believed that they needed Kyrie to win. Now, Brooklyn plays again at home versus Milwaukee, so Kyrie won't be able to play in the next game that they play. The next 2 games, actually. And so it brings up an interesting conversation of like, is it worth it? Like me and Kidd kind of talked about it yesterday, but after seeing him play last night, he still got game. He still got everything. And listen, he like he said, they're coming out with some options for some vegan vaccine options, I guess, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I love how all these doctors have popped up in the world. You know what I'm saying? In this interesting time that the world is going through. It's just like everybody's got their medical degree now and they just know what's in the vaccine. And you do your research and it says that's in it. I'm like, dude, you don't know what this stuff is. You check the components, it's got cryptochronic color light in it. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Reek, download the Contender app, man. It's you can keep listening while you're at the gym as well. It's just, you know, like so to me, I look at Kyrie coming back, and it's such a cop-out move by Brooklyn, but he absolutely can still play. He's absolutely still balling. He's absolutely still doing everything that he I guess I should show you, you know, kind of what the app is. Everything that he said he was going to be able to do. Everything he said he was going to be able to do. Still can do it. Still can play basketball. Still one of the deadliest people on the court when he's out there. But it's such a cop-out move by because it's just like you tried to make this hard stance to show that you're a part of the new movement, a part of you know, we care more about the person than we do about the wins until you started losing games. Then it's Kyrie, you busy this Thursday? Want to play a game? You know what I'm saying? It's so like it's such a cop out to me. It's a weak move, and it makes no sense. Now I understand the Nets didn't think that we were heading for where mandates were moving up again, where they were moving into, you know, where the teams or where the cities are starting to close things down again. But it's like, okay, he could play just the road games. He can't play some of the road games. Can't play versus Toronto. Can't play versus Washington. Can't play versus Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he can still ball, dog. By the way, the unexpected baller last night, Lance Stevenson going off for 30. Did y'all see that? I'm going to say this. The NBA now is an interesting place, and Adam Silver absolutely loves it. The NBA now is an interesting place, and Adam Silver absolutely loves it. Right? And I'll tell you why. Like Clayton said in the comments, 10-day contracts flying off the roof. But I'll tell you this. These 10 days, a lot of them are G League players. These 10 days are a lot of players that the hoopers that I grew up around, they know these dudes. These 10 days are a lot of dudes that have hustled they butt off to get to a certain point, worked they butt off to get to a certain point. Now they're getting an opportunity in the NBA. And guess what? They're producing. And it's showing you that the G League works. It's showing you that the G League can be what the NBA has turned it into, and you can get productive pieces out of it. So how does that development come in? How does that change? How do you get that to the next level? How do you figure out how to make that an actual thing where you're bringing guys up that are ready to play, ready to run the system? I think now you're going to see NBA teams starting to not only build out coaching staffs based on who the player is at the top, but also I'm sorry, who's coaching the team at the top, but also that coaching staff will continue down into the Windy City Bulls or whatever the team is. And I'll tell you why. They're going to want to be able to bring guys up and have them already understand the system and basically just plug them in. Because you're seeing more talent now from these 10-day contracts. Listen, say what you want about a lot of these dudes, but Brad Wanamaker playing well. Lance Stevenson. Now, he was an NBA player, kind of a different level. He had been in the league a long time, but had to go back through that G League to get back into the NBA. And guess what? The competition was clearly good enough to prepare him for it because he's back in the NBA and he's playing well. Now, last night was an anomaly. He's not playing at that level every single night, but he's playing well. We're seeing more and more of these young guys come up from the G League and make impacts on teams that they've been on for 3-4 days. We saw Alfonso McKinney. Alfonso McKinney is 29, signed with the Bulls for the rest of the season. We saw him sign with the Bulls for the rest of the season. We're seeing that more and more as we see players go down due to injury, go down due to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to create something where if you lose a player, and they might already have it, but just so that it's more easily accessible, that if you lose a player, you can grab somebody from your G League team and have them sign through the rest of the season. But if you it's talking about if you lose a player like we lost P. Will, you know what I'm saying? And here's the interesting thing. You're going to see teams invest more in their G League. And we've seen the Bulls start to do that, right? We've seen the Bulls start to do that. Bring over Marko Simonovic, put him down there, see if he can play. Now we can work with him. Now we've seen him versus competition that's closer to the NBA level. Now we want to see what he's going to be able to do over here. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like that's the one that I look at and I'm like, man, this is so interesting to see the evolution of the NBA. It's the one thing to me that Adam Silver's put a focus on that I really like because like the tournament thing, you know, me and James Flippin talked about that. The like how are they gonna make that work? How are they gonna get players involved in it? How are they gonna get those incentives to go? You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the next level that nobody ever talks about. You know what I'm saying? You come up with multiple divisions where teams can get relegated like it's football. Worst team in the NBA goes down to the G League. Best team in the G League comes up to the NBA. Snap. Now it's serious. Tanking, dead. They'll never do it, but it's just funny to think about. It's crazy to think that you can go from being in the pros to like, nah, y'all clearly aren't a professional team. So go play with them scrubs and win down there and we'll let you back in. But I really like the idea of it. I really like the concept of how they're building this thing up. I really like how they're building this thing up. I really like how they're and you're seeing the production of it. You're seeing the growth of it. And you know Adam Silver loves it. You know Adam Silver loves it. You know that this is one of those to me where he's looking at this and he's just sitting up there justified. Yep. I knew it would be this. Mike Davis says, why are you doing the Kings and the Pelicans like that? Think about it, though. Let's break that down real quick, right? It's just me today for some reason. So let's break it down. Think about that, though, right? You got the Kings and you got the Pelicans. They get relegated. Clearly, they're the best team that's going to be down there because they're still professionals. They're going to dominate the league. So here's what happens. They go down there. They get relegated to the G League. They're playing, you know, scrub teams, stuff like that. Now the difference is as well, you have to kind of make the money more, not even, but you have to be able to put more funding on some of those G League teams because they have to be able to make moves to go get big players and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Or maybe not. I don't know how soccer works. I don't watch soccer. It's not my sport. But they get relegated to the G League. They dominate the league, right? Pelicans ball out. Zion Williamson is literally killing people when he's back on the court. Brandon Ingram yamming on everybody. They get a taste of winning. They get back into the NBA. And it should be 2 teams every year. I like that idea. Whoever said that. It should be, or somebody said the Mike said the Kings and the Pelicans. It should be 2 teams. So only one can get back next year. So now you got 2 NBA teams fighting it out to get back into the NBA, right? Because they're gonna win every time until like it builds itself up. They're gonna win every time. But they get a taste of winning. Now they come back into the NBA. They want to keep winning. Hey, we don't want to go back down there. That was trash. We played the Indiana Mad Ants. Now they're fighting their way back to get out of last place. Hey, we don't got a bad team like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, you attach some draft capital to that as well. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Now, at that point, they're not your G League team anymore. They become an independent team, but still. I appreciate y'all for following me down that random rant. It's it's always an interesting thought though, bringing stuff like that over mid-season tournaments, relegation. Like it's crazy to think that they do that in England. You know what I'm saying? Just like, nah, y'all suck. So go down there with the rest of the guys that suck. Like what? Sir, I'm a $1 billion organization. We don't care. I don't even know what got us down this point, man. I know I was talking about Kyrie. Last thing I remember. It's all good. Oh, I'll talk about Adam Silver being cocky. No, he's got to love this, dog. He's got to love what this team is built. What these teams are building, I should say. Now, where do you take it from here? How do you get the best kids in the NBA or that are going to college into the G League? And we've seen one player who did it. There's one player that did it. See if I can pull that up. There's one player I know that did it. But how do you consistently get those big name players to come to the G League? It was Jalen Green. It was Jalen Green. What's going on, Stan? It was Jalen Green. He went to the G League. And it's very simple on how you get those top players to go there. Why do you go to Duke? Why do you go to Kentucky? Why do you go to the Blue Bloods? Why do you go to the best of the best, right? Why? Is it because they have a great basketball program and you're going to learn and you care about the academics and you care about No. These dudes have been playing basketball their whole life. You know what? You know when I knew Michael Porter was good at basketball? When he was in 8th grade. They've been playing basketball their whole life. So why do they go to these schools? TV. Guess who's always on TV? Duke, Coach K. Guess who's always on? Kentucky. Guess who wasn't on TV for a long time on those major networks? Illinois. When they started getting more people in there, they started getting more on TV. Guess what? Now we can get some prospects because it's a name you always see. Louisville. UCLA. Why do you go there? TV. If Adam Silver really wants to build this thing up, if anything, right, here we go. Make the G League what you're trying to make the NBA. That's the perfect place for it. Not to test it, make it that. Because a midseason tournament, and of course playoffs and stuff like that, but a midseason tournament and playoffs is the perfect time to put huge television money into the G League. You know why? Because when I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I cut that on. Now I see Jalen Green yamming on somebody's head. Guess what? Who's that kid? What can he do at the next level? Because their talent is no different than college. If anything, their talent is probably better than most of the college ones. Making the G League is not easy. I know a lot of dudes that have tried to get on them teams. It costs, what is it? I think it's like $200 to go try out. $150, $200, something like that to go try out. I know a lot of dudes that have tried out for them teams and not made it. So it's not bad competition. Now, I think what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get those branches of a specific coaching staff that's at the NBA level in there. So you're going to have to get those guys that maybe want to be head coaches at the NBA. Hey, listen, coach in the G League for a little minute. Those guys that are players, hey, listen, go down here, you coach in the G League for a little minute. It doesn't mean that you're not going to ever get back up here. It just means coach down there, develop these kids, get my system in place so that they can look like professional players. Because there are moments on the G League, I'm not going to lie, where they be chucking that thing up. And it look bad. But if it's good basketball, listen, it's better basketball than college players. It is. To me, there's less systems, but it's better basketball than college players. But if you build that up, that's where you get your midseason tournament and end of season tournament. Now you got the best of the best to, which is the difference. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting those big names in there. You got Jalen Green, that's it. But now you're getting the best of the best that want to come from college to go play in the G League. Because it's a guaranteed check. I'm getting paid to play basketball. And guess what? I'm also still going to be on ESPN when this tournament break out. And don't go cheap. Don't put it on ESPN2. Don't put it on, you know what I'm saying? Don't do none of that. Go all in. Because the G League is something that is gonna be is gonna build up. Is gonna build up to the point where you're gonna see players moving in and out of the NBA all the time. You're going to see players moving in and out of the NBA all the time. Send this tape to Adam Silver, man. I'm sure he hasn't thought of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm sitting in his basement freezing, and he's sitting in a mansion living his life. He's probably still asleep right now. Maybe not 6:30. Adam's probably up. NBA stuff to deal with. You know what I'm saying? He's probably up. I give him that. I give him that. I'm telling y'all, dog. I just made the NBA G League interesting. Also, you got to up the announcers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, listen, Windy City Bulls. Let me know where to apply at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bad down there. Is all I'm. It's bad. Like Muggs be like when because I don't think J Hood is doing it no more. Because when I tuned in, I didn't hear him anymore. So I'm sitting there listening, and I just hear, "It's a great day for basketball, everybody. We appreciate you for coming in and seeing the Windy City Bulls. Look at that Alfonso McKinney with the two-hand." Yeah, I'm like, who the heck is this dude? Did I just teleport back to 1978? Is he wearing an ascot? What's going on? It's just so interesting, dog. Like, there's so much stuff you can do with it, and to me, we don't do enough with it for the level of talent that it actually is. Like the difference between G League talent and NBA talent is still a vast difference, but the difference between D1 college player and G League player is still a pretty big difference. Like if you put it, I would pick a G League team over a college team. Now the problem is it as well coached? That's where your problem comes in. Exactly, Stan. He's calling the game. Does he have on the paisley pants with the matching tie? What am I looking at right now? Hey, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us, man. I think it's Mark Shanowski doing it now. Is it really? It didn't sound like Mark, dog. I think no, because I'm almost certain that the Illinois Media School has some partnership where like the kids are able to come or the guys are able to come in and do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Baki for pulling up this morning, man. Bree super fan. Appreciate that love, man. If y'all want to join the Bree super fans as well, man, the link is in the description below, man. Let's see. Baki always coming through with the clutch tweet. I'm not gonna lie. He said he just tweeted me who's doing the game. NBC Chicago with Mark Shanowski and Sam Brief. All right. I'll bet I'm more entertaining, but shout out to them. Keep killing the game, boys. Keep killing the game. I love it. I'm just trying to find a job in sports talk without doing it the traditional way. Cornelius was good. I'm trying to find a job in sports talk without doing it the traditional way, and they really don't want to let me in, and I love it. I am the underground rapper of sports talk radio, or of sports talk in general. And they look at me like I'm crazy. They just like, man, you don't go to school for this, man. You know, I went to 4 years of Talladega Tech. I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I just do play by play every night because I felt like it one day. Oh, what do you live call? Oh, the Bulls games. You get paid for it? Yeah. Channel supports me. Got a lot of love from the people in here. By the way, man, y'all telling folks about the Morning Breeze, man. Y'all been letting them know about the Morning Breeze, man. Share the content, man. I want to get this thing cracking like we get them Bulls live games cracking. I want to get this thing cracking like we get those Bulls post games cracking, man. Hey, Baki, facts. It's probably because of that top them off comment. Hey, that might be the worst one. That might be the worst one I've ever said. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a wild moment. That was one where you just walk into it. You know what I'm saying? That was one where you just like, hey, man, I can see that this is going to be bad, but I have nothing else in mind. You know what's weird? So, like, I was telling Kidd, I kind of told him when it happened. But you know when you like, so what I was trying to say was he tried to take the top off. He tried to take the top off or tried to take his top off. But I took the his out. And it just came out, he tried to top him off. And that's a very different statement. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably keep me out of sports talk for another 10 years, whatever. I'll be here with y'all, man. I like being here with y'all anyway. We built a nice little family here. Samurai J said I wasn't going to bring it up no more. Hey, listen, it is what it is, man. I ran into it. Trust me, it's not the worst thing said. I'm no Tom Brenneman. You know what I'm saying? I'm no Tom Brenneman, so I'm doing all right in the world. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with your boy, man. I really do. Let's get into some other topics around what's happening. So, interesting topic here. Antonio Brown has told his side of the story. Antonio Brown's told his side of the story. And I continue to say sides of the story because this story has changed I don't know how many times. Right? This story has continuously changed. But Antonio Brown put out, I don't know if it was on IG or something like that. But he basically put out what he feels is what happened. This is what he said. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to Bucs fans and my teammates. The Bucs helped me to return to productive football after I had difficulties that could have ended my career. We worked together to resolve those difficulties, and I will always appreciate that. Being a part of a Super Bowl championship team and then a contender is a dream come true. I made mistakes. I'm working on myself, and I have positive influences around me. But one thing I don't shy away from is playing hard on the field. No one can accuse me of not giving it my all every play. Because of my commitment to the game, I relented to pressure directly from my coach to play injured. Despite the pain, I suited up. The staff injected me with what I now know was a powerful and sometimes dangerous painkiller that the NFLPA is warned against using, and I gave it my all for my team. I played until it was clear that I could not use my ankle to safely perform my playing responsibilities. On top of that, the pain was extreme. I took a seat on the sideline, and my coach came up to me very upset and shouted, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" I told him, "It's my ankle." But he knew that. It was well documented, and we had discussed it. He then ordered me to get on the field, and I said, "Coach, I can't." He didn't call for medical attention. Instead, he shouted at me, "You're done," while running his finger across his throat. Coach was telling me that if I didn't play hurt, then I was done with the Bucs. I didn't quit, I was cut. I didn't walk away from my brothers, I was thrown out. Being fired on the sideline for having a painful injury was bad enough. Then came their spin. Coach denied on national television that he knew about my ankle. That's 100% inaccurate. Not only did he know I missed several games with the injury, he and I exchanged text days before the game where he clearly acknowledged my injury. He obviously knew I was on the injury list, and the GM acknowledged after the game in text messages to my camp that I did tell Coach about my ankle pain on Sunday. I know we were losing to the Jets, and that was frustrating for all of us, but I could not make football plays on that ankle. Yes, I walked off the field, but there's a major difference between launching from the line and taking hits compared to jogging off the field with a rush of emotions going through your mind. I'm reflecting on my reaction, but there was a trigger. The trigger was someone telling me I'm not allowed to feel pain. I acknowledge my past, but my past does not make me a second-class citizen. My past does not forfeit my right to be heard when I'm in pain. Essentially, he continues going on there talking about how they're trying to cover it up, how they ordered him to play, how they didn't let him see the doctors. And there's more to it if you guys want to read it all. I don't want to bore you by sitting here just reading everything. I don't know what the truth is. Let's start there. I don't know what the truth is. I don't know if Antonio Brown's version of the truth is the truth. I don't know if Bruce Arians' version of the truth is the truth. But this is a situation to me where two things can be true. If Bruce Arians did say this, if Bruce Arians did keep him from getting or didn't bring over medical attention, if Bruce Arians didn't bring over the doctors, all right. If he was trying to force him to play while injured, okay. Then Bruce Arians should be removed as the head coach of the team. Because it means that you're pressuring players to do something that you know they can't. Now, he won't be. Bruce he'll probably keep quiet. They'll ask him about it, and he'll probably just be like, I don't really have a comment on it. He's not a part of this team anymore, blah, blah, blah. And with AB, I want to believe him, right? I really do. I want to believe him. I want to believe that he's telling the truth. I want to believe that this has nothing to do with his past actions. I want to believe him. The problem I have is the way that Tom Brady was talking about him. The way that Tom Brady was like, my friend needs help. Jay Crit was good. That's the part that concerns me most. I want to believe that AB is absolutely coming out telling the truth 100%. I really do. But if this is the case, if these are really your brothers, will anybody stand up for what AB's saying? Mike Evans was there. He was trying to get AB to keep his pads on. Mike Evans was right there with him. He was trying to get AB, listen, don't take the pads off. You know what I'm saying? Just sit on the bench. Don't. Just wait it out. And I kind of agree with how AB said it. He essentially said there's no what did he say? Oh, my actions may not have been the way to handle it, but there was a trigger. Two things can be true. Do I think that AB handled the situation the right way? No. To me, after you were cut or fired, however you want to call it, while on the field, which a coach can't do, still has to be the GM that does that. He can tell you you're not going to play anymore, but he can't just cut you right there. To me, you handle it better. Now, I'm not saying that the emotion of the situation, I'm not saying you can't be snapping on the sideline. I'm not saying you can't cuss this man out to the point where he tells you to go to the locker room. But that's a different situation. But I also agree that there's a trigger. Two things can be true. I agree that if Bruce Arians did do this, I'd be snapping too. I'd be losing my mind too. You would have heard from me. Absolutely. You would have heard from me. And I'd have stuck around until after the game so that when reporters came asking me what's wrong, I can tell them exactly what's wrong. So that there isn't this speculation, so that there isn't the, you know what I'm saying? Like the action took away from what you're trying to do. Because if Bruce Arians is really doing that, you've done your disservice now by, you've done your brothers a disservice now by not airing it out in the format that's gonna bring the most eyes and ears to it. Because what did it do? It made it look like AB's crazy, and that was the immediate spin on it. Made it look like AB left the team. Made it look like AB, oh, I'm done. But you kind of did. I'm not saying there wasn't a trigger. I'm not saying there was. If Bruce Arians did this, there absolutely was. But it's something I live by when I say positive energy begets positive energy, and what goes around comes around. So if Bruce Arians really did do that, am I upset? Am I pissed? You cut me on the field. I can't play because of an ankle. Yeah, but you know what the first thing I do is? I go over to the medical team. Hey, look at my ankle. Tell me if it's okay. I'm in pain. I can't run. I can't plant. What's going on? Next thing I do, I go sit on that bench. Wait out the game. After the game, I'm AB. There's gonna be reporters. I'm AB. I don't care if the Bucks don't have a slot for me. If I walk into the room, I'm AB. They're gonna talk to me. Hey, I just want to address what happened on the field. I want to let you guys know what's going on in here. This is what's going down, blah, blah, blah. Because in that situation, guess what? Now there's no spin. Now there's nothing to take away from your story. Now there's nothing that takes away from what actually happened. And I don't know if this is what actually happened. I don't know if this is what actually went down. I would love to know the truth. And I want to believe AB. But it's not what Bruce Arians said. It's not what none of them mugs said. You know what I'm saying? It's not what none of them mugs said. Mike Davison, great point. There's also independent doctors given for concussion, but they're there on the sidelines. No, that's a fact, because the doctor that my wife actually works for, every now and then he does the concussion protocols for the Bears and stuff like that. He's still a doctor, though. He still knows how an ankle should look, how an ankle's supposed to work. Like, he specializes in concussion, but he's still a doctor. That's a fact. They're independent from the NFL. He literally does not get a paycheck from the NFL. I think he gets paid in like they pay him to come there and be there at the game, like the Bears do for that week. But all they do is basically pay him a little bit to be there, throw him some free tickets, give him a membership at the Advocate Club. You know what I'm saying? Jay Crit says there's still a job and there's a way to do things. Shout out to the chat for busting this morning, too. It's still a job and there's a way to do things. AB is more than likely done in the game for good. Now, I don't know that. AB can play. Here's the one bottom line, right? We've seen dudes that are much worse. Oh, snap. Shout out to Baki. Baki, the super detective. So he releases the tweets to Bruce Arians. Hold up, Baki. Hold up, Baki. Baki out here on the super detective.
Because he's a super gremlin.
The pettiest man alive in the building. This is BA. Make sure you're ready to go for tomorrow. We're not resting for the playoffs. Call me. I'm all in, coach. Really can't get to full speed. I want to win, want to be there. If I wake up tomorrow, feel better. I'll be ready to. I'll be ready. Kind of rolled it outside on 2-point play. I want the best for the team. Let me know when you're free. I'll call you. Come see me in the morning. We'll talk it out. Definitely want you with us in case you're ready. So this tells me that Bruce Arians knows about his ankle. We knew that though. He was on the IR. Why wouldn't Bruce Arians know? Or he was on the like that doesn't tell me anything. That tells me that Bruce Arians knew about his ankle. I knew Bruce Arians knew about his ankle because Bruce Arians kept him out of practice. By the way, kid, how you feeling this morning, brother? Good to see you.
Oh, listen, I feel great.
I bet you do.
Your boy took some painkillers last night because my back was hurting. That thing had me out clean. I'm gonna tell you the truth. This one's on me. I slept through that thing. I slept through every alarm peacefully. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not a painkiller guy. I normally don't do that. I try to stay away from most meds, period. But man, I was in so much pain last night. But yeah, I feel great.
I've never been more rested in my life. But
my back hasn't felt this good in a while. I'll tell you that much. That's what it is.
Hey, you got them good killers. You know, the little Vico, little Narco. Don't worry about it. We don't even put you out there. You know, just kind of talking about Antonio Brown telling his side of the story. And Mike Davis is right. AB didn't practice Wednesday and Thursday of that week, so he knew, of course. I knew. Yeah, like the text doesn't tell me anything. You showing me text that say, you want to show me something? Like, there's a million cameras in an NFL stadium. Go talk to one of them mugs. Find me the footage of Bruce Arians saying you're done. There's a million. There's always a camera on the sideline.
Yeah, but there's also no proof of it not being true.
I'm not saying it's not, but this is what I am saying. To me, two things can be true. AB still handled it poorly. Jogging off the field, ripping your pads off, throwing your shirt into the stands. You're AB. If Bruce Arians really does that, I go over to the independent doctor, say, check my ankle out, see what's good. Doesn't work for the NFL, doesn't work for the team. Still a real doctor. The highest form of doctor. Still a real doctor. Go sit on the bench, wait it out. I'll walk in the middle of a press conference. Because they're not going to schedule you for one at that point. But I may be. Guess what? Reporters want to talk to me. I'm literally the most interesting man on this team. There is nobody on this team reporters want to talk to more than Antonio Brown. Even talking to Tom Brady, you still gonna get very hey man, it is what it is. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna win the game. He's still gonna give you, if I walk in the room and I'm like, hey, I got something to say. Guess what everybody gonna do? Shift. What's this?
And he would get killed for that.
No,
that's a no-win situation for AB. No. AB doing it that way is a no-win situation because then no matter what, he's going to be looked at as a deterrent to the team, a distraction. That just is what it is. Could he have handled it better? Sure, but the way he handled it and the way that it's kind of happened is bogus on both ends, which is ultimately why he's still on the roster, and he's going to be on the roster because at this point, there is more proof now that legitimizes his story versus Bruce Arians.
This is the thing. What proof? There's not right now. There's literally just two stories. Nobody's showing no video. Nobody this is stuff that is very easily seen.
Then it should be very easily refuted, and it can't be, and it hasn't been.
But neither side has done anything. Right now, it's just both sides telling a story.
No, Bruce Arians is saying he's refusing to talk about it and that he didn't know, which clearly he knew. He knew. So at this point, if you refuse to talk about it, that's on you. I can't handle what you do on that side, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do on my side. I'm going to tell my story, and then guess what? You just live with it. But I'm still on the roster.
No, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And like I said, I'm not. I want to believe AB. But it to me, it's just how Tom talked about it. The whole offense is on the sideline with him. It's not like Tom by himself. The whole offense is over there. Mm-hmm. If Tom Brady comes up, how Tom talked about it after the game, my friend needs help. Let's not judge him. You know, he's going through some things. We want to make sure. Like, that's to me where it's like, dog, I really like, if Tom doesn't come out and do that, I'm probably sitting here like, I can see AB doing that. I can understand why AB, but like, you don't do the my friend needs help if something's not wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But both things can be true. Something can be mentally wrong with AB, and this was poorly handled. But it doesn't mean that he didn't have a reason to, and
No,
it doesn't.
and listen, that's what I said.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you before. I'm not staying on the sideline if you just cut me after I just told you that. I'm not. I probably won't throw my jersey into the stands and do all that, but
Yeah.
I'm not staying on the sideline. You're crazy. My time is more valuable elsewhere. Guess what?
But that's the
Guess
thing.
what?
You know he
Homeboy was in the car trying to text to see who needed a receiver at that point because Bruce is on some BS. Guess what? Okay, cool. You can say whatever you want to say, but guess what? AB is going to be in another jersey.
But even that, even doing it that way, you know what I'm saying? Even just sitting on the sideline, texting somebody saying, or just going to the locker room, you know, kind of keeping it cool, not doing the whole we running through the field, middle of the play. Like that, to me, that took away from it. That took away from he's gonna play. I even with all of this, AB can play football. No one cares. I will deal with crazy if you can catch touchdowns.
Guess what?
That's
He
always
can
gonna
catch
be true.
touchdowns, and he's gonna be in somebody's jersey. All these announcers that keep saying, "Well, he shouldn't do this," or "He quit on his team." If there's 60% truth to what AB said, the only problem you have is the simple fact that how he handled it after the math, the aftermath of it. That's all you care about. But outside of that, if Bruce said you're done and really was saying you he wasn't gonna be on the field anyway. He was already. He ain't quit on you.
Well,
Bruce cut him.
Yeah, he would have stayed on. He could have stayed on because that's the thing. Bruce
What
can't.
am I staying on the sideline for? We ain't in the foxhole no more. I'm not part of the team.
This is the thing. Bruce can't cut him. Bruce can say you cut. Bruce cannot play him. He can't cut him. You know what I'm saying? He's still got to go to the GM and go through all of that, which is why AB is still on the roster. Because more than likely, if you cut AB, there's some things that go along with it because he's played well for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, I'm still AB. I could talk to a reporter after the game, just like, "Hey, what's good? I'm giving you this inside scoop. I'm letting you know."
He would have got killed for that.
Nah, I'm not killing you. I'm not killing you for telling me. But here's the thing: you also have to come with the stuff to substantiate it. Now, Bruce Arians said, I didn't hear Bruce Arians say that he didn't know about AB's ankle.
Yes, he's been quoted.
That's
times.
That's dumb because he was out in practice that week. Like, if anybody at any point ever believed that, it's the dumbest statement. Like, that's just being dumb. I didn't know AB's ankle was hurt. How could you not? He missed 3 days of practice this week. You sat him out. So if Muggs looked at that and were like, yeah, that makes sense, then people are stupid. I didn't hear Bruce Arians say that part. But if he said that, if they got him on tape saying that, then reporters are dumb.
He's quoted saying it.
Is he? Yeah. Then there's a lot of dumb people out here. I didn't know about AB's ankle. How?
Bruce is one of them, man. Because clearly Bruce is just trying to cover his tracks by saying he didn't know.
Yeah.
Listen, here's why I believe AB. Because he was incentivized to go back in. Tell me, let's tell the truth. Be honest. His jersey, I said jersey because I saw jersey in chat. His contract was incentivized with certain benchmarks, and he was on the threshold of several of those benchmarks.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me I'm on the cusp of making an extra $600,000 in bonuses just for doing my job? All I gotta go in there is just get in there, be available, and wait for time to throw it to me. Guess what?
Tom's going
to throw it to him. But instead of doing that, I quit on the team, this, that, and the other, and have this blow up for I refuse to go back in to get these incentives. Y'all crazy. Ain't nobody gonna mess up their money like that.
Let's make sure that we quoting him right though, because what Bruce said is
He didn't know he was injured.
no. This is the statement right here. Antonio Brown did not mention his ankle before storming off. That's a very different statement. Because if you don't tell me you're injured or you don't tell me why you're not going in, that's very different. Now, again, nobody's substantiating any of this. Nobody, like I'm telling you, I really want to believe AB because I like AB. I like talented players. I want to see him in the NFL. AB can play football. But that's a fact. AB did leave millions in Oakland guaranteed. I don't know what the Oakland situation was a weird one, though. I don't know. I don't know if John Gruden came in and was like, these niggas here. I was like, whoa, John, hold on now, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what happened with that. I don't know if I'm holding Oakland against. Oakland was a wild place. But again,
Pittsburgh was a wild place.
Oakland was a wild place. But again, how he handled it, right? He didn't tell Derrick Carr nothing. He didn't let him know. He just was, I'm done. To me, I don't like how you handled the situation. I don't know what happened in Oakland either. He kind of did. I don't even think anything ever came out of that. I think AB just was like, I don't want to be here no more. He did the foot thing. He did. Oakland was weird. Pittsburgh was weird too. They always weird. But in this situation, it's very different if Bruce Arians is saying, not that I didn't know his ankle was hurt, but he didn't tell me his ankle was hurt before storming off.
Agreed.
And again, this at a minimum, show me I don't know. There's a mic. Listen, this is the thing. That little thing that's on the field that it's like the big bubble with the microphone in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It shoots 100,000 feet. There's no audio of any of this. Come on, dog.
Oh, it's audio.
You know what I'm saying?
There's audio.
If this is real, let's release the tapes. Release the Kraken out here. And again, the part that what is Mike Evans saying? What, you know what I'm saying? I get you trying not to rock the boat, but if this is your brother, if me and you are on the field and I hear everything that's happening because I'm sitting next to you while Bruce Arians is chewing you out and you're my brother, I'm definitely gonna look at you and be like, I gotta stand up for my boy. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I'm Mike Evans. I can find another team that's going to pay me millions. And they're more than likely to pay me millions if I get cut by Bruce Arians. If I stand up for my brother. That's the part that it's all right, AB, why your teammates ain't standing up for you? Why isn't Tom standing up for you?
Because it's AB.
Yeah, but Tom got a different relationship with AB than everybody else. A lot of people might look at AB as, man, you running your mouth, you doing this, you in the way. Tom literally is that's my friend. That's why he brought him to the Patriots. He's like, that's my friend. I want to play with my friend. And then when Bill cut him, Tom was pissed. That is well documented. Because he only caught 2 touchdowns the first game he got in.
Oh, just 2.
You know what I'm saying? He just balled out. And then Bill cut him. And Tom was pissed.
I think he got cut.
Wasn't there some sexual allegations?
He got cut. Yeah, he got cut for that. The sexual allegations came out. He got cut for that. Yeah. Because he was actually doing well at first.
Oh, he's playing really well. He's playing
doing well.
Tom had it.
He was leaving with time. He was living with time at the time. Then the sexual allegations came out, and then ultimately, when he was about to be released, that's when he started to really blow up because he was just Speaking of which, whatever happened to those allegations? Those things went away real quick.
Hey, probably the same thing that's gonna happen next year with Deshaun Watson.
Nah, Deshaun's done.
Well, no, because Deshaun going to trial. More than likely, AB just ended up settling out of court. Deshaun definitely going to trial.
Which I respect.
That man said, "Prove me wrong."
Man, that's a tough position to put yourself in.
Especially when you're making billions or millions. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tough position. Well, here's the thing: he's still making his millions because he's been available for every
Well,
game.
no, yeah, he's still making his money because he's off the commissioner's exempt list.
It's a tough thing to talk about.
I mean, it is what it is. You know,
Because you don't want to give. It's like, you know
no,
what, I side with Deshaun,
that's the
and
thing,
then
right?
you be like wrong, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said
This is the
that.
thing, right? I'm not siding with. It's not a tough thing to talk about for me because I'm not siding with nobody. I'm siding with get the law right. If it goes to trial, like I'm not gonna crucify you before you go to court because you ain't been to court yet. Ain't nothing been proved. Ain't nothing been disproved. Now after court, I can crucify you a little bit if you did some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's a different situation. But right now, it's just he said, she said, and the world has gotten to a point where it's not he said, she said, it's she said, so believe her. And that's not how the law works. I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm not saying that he's lying. I don't have a side. I want the law to work it out. I want courts to work it out. I want judges to do their job. I want lawyers to do their job, just like with everything. Do your job.
Still a dangerous,
It's not a tough situation to talk about. It's just
it's not.
Go to court and take
it like
but,
that.
but it's tough because of the times that we live in. It's one of them. It's like, oh, are they gonna cancel you for saying that? And it's like, go to court and stop forming opinions before you know stuff. Like we came on here and everything we said about the AB situation was if it's true, if this happened, he should never play for a team again. If this is the reason he did this, he shouldn't do this. It's all if right now. We don't know nothing about nothing. AB right now. We know AB side of the story. We know Bruce's. Now, what's the truth? We ever gonna get to the truth? Probably not. The NFL gonna tell us the truth? Probably not. But inside the locker rooms, they know. Inside the locker rooms, they know. You know what I'm saying? R1 says, in this case, it's multiple she says. It's still she says. I'm not saying that they lying. I'm saying
she said in Bill's case too. He actually fought back and won a lot of them cases too.
Bill lost a lot of cases too. Hey,
Bill had 50 allegations, and then
Bill a different situation, dog. I can't.
And a lot of those situations came back to be fraudulent, dog.
Listen.
Shorty said she flat out lied. I was like, what?
Bro,
ain't you famous?
Hey, bro, there was a lot of people that definitely jumped on the bandwagon with Bill Cosby, but I'll tell you this right now. It's a lot of them situations where he absolutely got proven guilty. So that's one of his like, all right, Bill,
hey, no,
you're a wild boy, dog. Hey, but even that, I didn't have an opinion on Bill. For me, I'm like, he's still a great comedian, created some great TV shows. Let's see if he's a piece of garbage. You start seeing some of them cases getting proven true. Well, kind of a piece of garbage. At that point, you can make that statement. Guess what? Definitely was bumping Chocolate Factory all up until. Nah, we knew with R. Kelly though. Chicago.
Knew. I haven't listened to R. Kelly since 2003.
Yeah, Chicago knew. That's a different situation altogether.
I judge people off R. Kelly.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, Chicago knew.
I went to Kenwood. We knew.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We knew.
Chicago.
The teachers knew.
That was a different situation.
If you say you didn't know, you lying.
You lying.
I can say that. I can say that with full confidence. You lying.
But in a lot of these situations, dog, it's like, hey, listen, I'm not saying do not do it. R. Kelly time. Nah, you know what? It's the court. He's proven guilty. Guess what? He's in jail. Doing yoga with his cellmate. Very weird. He's a piece of garbage. He's still a piece of garbage.
Which is wild. Talented guy, man. Talented guy. Like there's nobody who could really do a versus with him.
You know what? Most people. I'm not gonna say that. That's
Yeah, I knew where you're going with
that's
it, but it was
a broad
kind of hard.
that's a broad statement. A lot of people that are talented, I should say, are pieces of garbage. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, you hear a lot about what Elvis was doing in his life, and it's like, oh, trash human being.
Elvis also grew up in a time. Yeah, Elvis is also existing in a time where being a trash human being was also seen
Was the
as
norm.
normal. You know, like all the stuff they tried to kill Elvis for is like it was the 40s. Like,
nah, Elvis was wilding a little bit too. Elvis was
they
wilding a
killed him
little.
for the racial comments. I was like, yeah, I'm sure, but it was the 40s. Like,
Hey,
like,
so
do I expect him to be?
hey,
No, I don't. I don't expect it.
so what you're saying is a white dude in the 40s might have been racist? Crazy.
Oh, sounds wild, doesn't it?
You know what I'm saying, dog?
Like, what did you expect?
Hey, listen, that one's always wild. Priscilla was 14 years old. That's a wild day.
But he didn't marry her when she was 14.
You said what?
He didn't marry her when she was 14.
No, but he was with her when she was 14.
And according to her, and she says this multiple times, they did not have relations till she was legal. Now, mind you, she also grew up in a time where he could have done that.
Yeah.
He could have done exactly that. It had been no problem. And guess what? No one would have cared. But us 80 years later trying to say, hey, look at this piece of garbage and why are we trying to, like, we're trying to compare apples and oranges. If R. Kelly was back there in the 40s, half the stuff probably wouldn't even matter.
Well,
just because it was a trash time. It was a trash time.
It was a trash time.
That's what it was.
They weren't trash people. It was a trash
time.
It was a trash time. That's a
Not
great way to put it. Are you telling me that a white dude from the 40s was racist? I can't believe you would say something like that. This is why.
It just never made sense to me. Like the correlation. I was like, dang, I never knew Elvis tied people up. I didn't know he didn't know how to hog tie people.
R. Kelly gave Muzz a whole nother 6 tracks off of that one interview, dog.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Robert.
Oh my God, dog. Yeah, that's right. That's fact, Steve. Oh, hey, Steve. He said a little harsh, but it is true.
Hey, listen. In the times, everybody been okay with that. They would have pointed you to the lake. It was like, oh, this is where he died. And they were like, well, how do you know? Well, I was there. Did you just admit to being a witness to a murder?
So there's a lake in Georgia, right? And me and when I would be down there with my guys, we would always go out there just like, writing music. Sometimes we record videos and stuff out there. But it's like this huge lake that's randomly in Georgia, and it would always just be like, yeah, it's a man-made lake. It's a man-made lake. So it'd be like, all right. So like my boy just one day started calling it Slave Lake, because if you get there early enough, it absolutely looked like the lake in every slave movie, where it's just like the steam rising up off of it. So come to find out, like this year, I'm sitting there watching a documentary about how this town in Georgia was they went in there and killed all the people and turned it into a lake to hide what they had done. So I text my boy and I said, hey man, ain't this Slave Lake? And he was like, yep. I was like, well, this is taking a much darker turn than I was ever expecting, dog. I sent him the link. He was like, never. I was like, dog, we got to rename the lake, bro.
So you mean to tell me y'all used to walk up on this lake all the time? Chilling?
But people would talk about it like, because, like almost you would never see nobody swimming in the lake. You would never see nobody. And people would talk about it because they would be like, the lake is haunted. And like when people swim in it, like they just drown. Like everybody that swims in it ends up drowning. And I'm just like, man, it must be some crazy undercurrents under there. Now I know why. Because to me, I'm like, I'm like, that's not a ghost. That's water flowing through the buildings and absolutely building undercurrent to bring that mug down to the. I'm like, good Lord, like that's it right there, Lake Lanier.
Dog.
Shout out to Renard Brooks, man, bro, blew my mind. We was going there all the time. Anytime I was in Georgia, we'd be like, let's go to Slave Lake. It's wild that we just named it that, but
please give us some more context again, just in case somebody only came in on this side of the conversation. Please say why you called it Slave Lake again, because you end up being right a little bit, but
no, that's the wild part.
It was a free town.
It was a free town for black people. It was a free town for black people, and like this conversation got mad awkward for all the white folks that just pulled up on us. But it was a free town for black folks, and then they end up like burning the town down or murdering all the people in the town, and they just turned it into a lake to hide what they had did.
I got a question though. Listen, I'm gonna go do my research after this, but just because we on the topic.
Yeah.
So they decimate this whole town, right?
Yep.
And they was like, all right, bet. Yeah, we shouldn't have done that one.
I don't know.
Where did they get the water from?
No. So from
how
what
did they turn into a lake?
From what I remember, see, I ain't seen it in a minute. I got to go back and look it up myself. But from what I remember, they did it to hide the symbol that it stood for, because it was a free town for black people. So they did it to kind of like cover up the symbol that it stood for. And I think they diverted the river into where the town was.
So what I'm saying is that's a well thought out plan.
Very well thought out, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's not like a couple like random people that was like, yeah, we don't like these Negroes and going in there tearing nothing. Like you sat there, you destroyed the town, and then to cover it up, you had to divert big bodies of water to that's a whole township in Georgia got together and was like, okay, we need to clean this up because this ain't gonna look good, and we want to totally remove what we did and what they stood for. Like, I gotta do my own research now.
It was wild when I found this out, dog. I'm sitting there like, never. This is crazy. So I don't know how we got on that topic, but man, really, really went down a dark path there. But good morning, everybody that's pulled up with us, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
You know, that's what you get in the morning show. You're gonna get a little bit of everything.
Listen, I'll tell you this right now. You're gonna get anything from us, man. We just be having regular conversation on here, man. We just be having Cornelius a fool. He said, shout out to all the white people in the chat.
Nah, shout out to you all.
Hey, for real. This is the thing.
If you stick around for it, hey, maybe you learn something. Maybe you learn
something. I learned something that day. You know what I'm saying? It's wild out here. Hey, listen, don't watch WTTW for if you want to learn about the Chicago fire. That's what I learned about, because them mugs are wild. If you donate $500 to WTCW, we'll send you these commemorative Chicago Fire coffee mugs. Never.
Hey, he called me about this, right? He was like, dog, the mugs was like the actual scene of the fire. Like things were burning on the mugs. He was like, it wasn't like they were rebuilding the town. It was like people dying on the mugs. I was like, what? I was like, why would you do that?
Something that caused over like 300 deaths. It's wild, dog. Oh man. It's still, and then I was like, wait a minute. So is it one of the mugs that like the color come up? So like it's the regular city of Chicago, and then as you put your coffee in, you just see the fire start coming up.
It's actually a cold idea, but it's just so, it's actually a cold idea.
If you go double down on the mug, you got to do it like that, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to double down, if you're going to take the route of we're going to memorialize the Chicago fire on a coffee mug so that you can drink your coffee with death every morning, you got to at a minimum make it so that it's the regular original city of Chicago. And then as you pour the coffee in and it get hot, you see the flames start to come up on the cup.
Okay.
If we going down this path, go down it. Like, that's all I'm saying.
That's why you ain't gonna be on no design team.
Hey, listen. I'm sitting here talking about why I'm underground sports talk. Is this right here? Because I'm definitely gonna have this conversation on any regular sports talk show that I'm on.
Nah, you canceling the heck out of you. And Pat had a good run, 2 episodes. In
Two.
those 2 episodes, he had 2 touchdowns.
Hey, they gonna give me the straight up
He'll give
first
you the
hour
AB
in. Hey man,
treatment.
we gonna need you to clock out.
Hey, you go get the AB treatment. Watch.
Oh, definitely for sure, man. Speaking of somebody who's not well, never mind. That was gonna be a bad joke. Anyway, on to Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers has gotten into it with local Bears beat reporter Hub Arkish about comments that Hub Arkish was made, or about comments that Hub Arkish made about why he will not vote for him for MVP. He basically said, I can't vote for the most disliked guy in the league to be the MVP. And he says he stands by what he said. But Aaron Rodgers came out on the Pat McAfee show, basically called him a bum. Said he's a bum. He you know, if he wants to make this and this is all about him hiding the vaccination stuff, all of that stuff.
Which
He
I
said,
still stand on. The league did absolutely nothing
did
about
a
it. I
terrible
don't.
job. Well, I don't know.
The league did nothing about it.
You have to suspend him for having not taken protocol seriously. You got to find the team. You gotta do something there. All right. More so to me, you have to take something from the team, because the team has to come to you, because he didn't lie to the NFL. He lied to the reporters who don't matter.
Well,
But what you're doing is you're putting
supposedly he didn't lie to the NFL. You have to say that. Supposedly he didn't lie. Because there's no way in the world I'm going to believe that they knew this unvaccinated person was breaking protocol like that and were okay with it.
well, that's why I said you got to find the team. From what I had heard, the NFL knew nothing until they asked them the question on, hey, what's going on with the what's going on? We're hearing that he's walking around mask off, and we know he's not vaccinated. We're seeing him at the press conference, because even at the press conference, you're supposed to have a mask on if you're not vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we see him, like, what's going on with that? To me, the next move is you need to take something away from the team major, because the team's not speaking up. But that's, to me, this is the thing, right? His vaccination status, to me, is neither here nor there. He's a dang good football player. He's on the field, he's producing, he's showing that he should be in the running for MVP for another season, and he's telling you why, and he's absolutely up for back-to-back MVPs. This is the reason why writers should not be allowed to vote for the MVP. Because whether he's a scumbag or not, nice use of the word scumbag, by the way, R1. Had to get that in there. Whether he's a scumbag or not, he plays football well. The award is not the most liked player in the league. If that's the case, Drew Brees would still be winning MVPs. The award is the best football player on the field. And he's absolutely in the running for that. Now, if you want to make a case for other guys as well, if you want to make a case for Micah Parsons, if you want to make a case for, you know what I'm saying, some other guys that have also played football really well this season, that's a very different argument. But you're bringing your personal opinion of Aaron Rodgers into your MVP voting, which is what writers do. It's the narrative. He's a reporter. He's setting narratives. So you're not going to vote for him because you don't like how he fits into your narrative of what a person should be. That has nothing to do with this. He's slanging that pill and tossing tutties. I said tutties.
I'm going to say this. Parsons is a good name. Dallas is clicking. I think he
Parsons
should get it.
Parsons is defensive player of the year, but he absolutely should be up for an MVP as well. That
I,
man is a monster.
the man is being compared to LT, which
Yeah.
is
I love that he's like, I love that even Parsons is like, hey, yo, relax.
that's not good.
that's how good LT was. It's like they're comparing you to LT. Do you think that that's a even comparison? Relax.
I will say this though. This is the first time the comparison rang true. Now he may not hit the same. He definitely can't hit the same.
Yeah,
Uh, but statistically, yeah, he up there.
he up there.
It's an apples to apples
Hey,
conversation.
listen, Aaron Donald ain't not up there though. Aaron Donald got that comparison too, and I don't know if he got the sack. I don't think he's come close on the sack numbers though. That's the problem. I got to see that. But yeah,
Cowboys defense is the exact reason why I think they go into the Super Bowl.
man, listen, hey, we'll see.
It won me my Super Bowl, baby. That's all I need to know. Yes. Hey,
For 1 week, these mugs put up 30. This man is
no,
living it up.
no. They didn't do it 1 week. They did it the week before. They did it the week after. They still doing it. That
Yeah,
defense has put up 20 points ever since ever
yeah,
since
TJ
we
Watt too. TJ Watt
man,
definitely in there, Mike. Yeah, TJ Watt is ridiculous. How do you get that good? How's your whole family that good? Like JJ, multiple defensive players of the year.
hey, well, my brother was good
How
at
we
it.
gonna pass on this torch? Bring in little brother.
My brother
TJ.
was good at it. Guess what? Followed my little brother's my big brother's steps. Did exactly what he did. No one could
Graham, did you
stop it.
see the story on TJ and JJ? TJ was staying at his house one day
Nah.
and was going through his closet trying to find some clothes to wear because JJ apparently always got nice clothes, and so TJ was being a little brother
Mhm.
and is looking for his clothes, and he find all the JJ notebooks from like notes he's took over the years, and he took them. And he's sitting there looking through the notes of just like how he mentally prepared, how he prepared for games, how he would prepare, how he would come off of the block, how he's going to attack this scheme, how he's going to attack this scheme. And so TJ took them all, and he's sitting there doing an interview with them both. And he was like, "He got my notebooks. I'm gonna have to ask him about that next time I see him." And you can see in his face, like, "I'm finna kick this kid's."
Like he genuinely didn't know he took his books out.
He didn't know till they were like, "When did you find out TJ took your notebooks?" And he was like, "He took my notebooks right now." You have to ask him about this. But but no, man. Are we voting for MVP or not? Are we voting for the talent on the field or not? I absolutely think writers vote in all sports should be revoked.
I don't because I want to be in a
It
position to
should be
vote.
former players that watch the game, that have played the game to me.
I want to be in a position to cast a vote. That's what I want to get to.
Nah.
I think my opinion is valid. I know what I see on the field. I know the numbers don't lie. Can't tell me I can't give just as much of an opinion, a good vote as or good opinion as this beat writer. Can't tell me I can't.
No, but see, this is the thing. You would keep it to the numbers on the field. To Hub, the numbers don't matter. Aaron Rodgers' numbers say he should be in the MVP vote.
I will say this: the MVP, to some degree, it's the football's most valuable player, and that does carry more than just what you do on the field, which is why it always has. It
No,
always has.
when
Tell me when it hasn't.
when ha-
Name any MVP and tell me the scandals they were part of that year. You can't.
I don't
So
even know
it
all the
that
MVPs
that
yet, bro.
that matters.
It
That
shouldn't
matters.
though.
If
Talk about
the
play on
moment
the
that the moment we talked about but it's the National Football League's MVP, not who's the most valuable person on the Packers.
But see, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. if
He's
that's the
clearly the
case,
most
then
valuable person on the
no,
Packers.
if that's the case, if we bring in the personal opinion into it, Aaron Rodgers should have never won an MVP. Aaron Rodgers has always had some story around him that's negative. He's kind of a scumbag.
What
He don't
scandal
rock.
did he have last year?
He don't rock with his family. He literally, what was it? Something with his family where he like cut his whole family off, and well, he had been did that, but something happened last year. Like his brother came out talking about how he wasn't. I don't remember what it exactly was. Something with him dealing with his family, but how he dealt with it, it was just like, yeah, I don't really talk to those people, and it was like your parents,
Hey,
they
I can't
those
fault him for
people.
that. For the on that personal tip, can't fault him. But when you're doing something that could actually shine a negative light on the league in your organization and stuff like that, yeah, I can see that costing you an MVP. You're not the league's most valuable player. You're just a really good player in the league. That's
No,
different.
no, like
Hey,
it's about your value to the team. We saw what happened if you take Aaron Rodgers off the Packers.
again, it's NFL's most valuable player, not
Hey,
the Packers' most valuable
hey,
player. So this is the person you're going
but
to put up there
this is
as
the
the league's most valuable. Hey, what the hell?
I don't know, just block it. This is the dude that is gonna be on possibly another team next year, and that team is going to be a Super Bowl contender.
Maybe,
Like that's
maybe.
not a most valuable player. Like he's one of the most valuable players in the NFL. Let's not act like he's not. You put him on any team right now, and he's absolutely changing that team.
Guess what? And he was rewarded for it.
And
He
he
won.
should be, and he should listen. This is my thing. Whether he wins it or not, that's based on who you think is the most valuable player. But let's base it on who is the most valuable player. Nobody else is getting judged on what they're doing off the field. You ain't heard nothing about none that Muzz have done off the field.
Boom. There you go, right there. You haven't heard it. You want to know why? Because it wasn't relevant enough for it to be news. Aaron Rodgers did something that was not only relevant enough to be news, but put a lot of people at risk. It's a big difference. Everyone has some problems. That makes it apples to apples. What makes it apples to oranges is Aaron Rodgers not only had to address it multiple times, he did it on Pat McAfee show. It was national news for 2 weeks running.
Yeah.
And now, guess what? I'm not mad at a beat reporter for sitting there saying, "Yeah, I don't want to give him." How did he get back here? Oh no, I'm not mad at a beat reporter for actually speaking up and saying, "Hey, yeah, for that reason alone, he's not getting my vote." And guess what? Stand on it. It looks bad that you're a Bears beat reporter and he's a Packer. Like to me, that sounds more personal than anything else. But his reasons behind it are sound to me, and I agree with them.
Nah,
And guess what? Aaron
can't do
Rodgers
it.
is not the MVP for me.
Can't do it.
He's not. Aaron Rodgers has been doing the same thing most of his career for the Green Bay Packers.
So what's he got to do? Throw 60 touchdowns to be the MVP now? Like,
No,
like
how many touchdowns he throw this year?
he's got to keep being like that.
How,
That's
how
always
many
the
touchdowns did he throw this year? I mean, it doesn't matter.
yes. It matters because
No,
that's what
it
his
doesn't
job
matter
is.
when you have something that could actually deter from you being the face of a league. Yeah, he's not you. You're not going to give MVP to somebody who has that backlash right there.
But this is the
You
thing:
shouldn't.
has he stopped being the face of the league? Has he stopped being on multiple NFL advertisements? Has he stopped being on multiple things that the NFL puts out as far as commercials, as far as internet stuff? Like you still see Aaron Rodgers' face plastered over everything with the NFL.
Aaron Rodgers' face is still on those State Farm commercials, which is more of a personal endeavor.
That's
He's
more
still
personal. That's
he's
not really
a
that.
lot of the stuff he's gotten his marketing engine for himself up.
35-4 for Aaron Rodgers this year.
Yeah, he's got his marketing engine up, but I mean,
But I'm talking about the stuff with the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like the NFL has the rights to his likeness because he plays for they. So like they still put him on any NFL commercial. You turn on NFL Network. Guess who's in the middle parts of that? You see Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is always a conversation. He's always, you know what I'm saying? Like let's not act like that he's still not one of the absolute best players in the NFL.
I also think that Dak should be in that conversation more.
I'm fine with you having that conversation. I'm not taking away nothing from nobody else that should be in the race. What I'm saying is you shouldn't base it off of I don't like this dude, so I'm not gonna vote for him.
Now here's the thing.
Base it off of what is happening on the football field. That is that like to me, it should always be about what is he doing with his sport. Is he successful? Is he one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year? Is he and let's be real, MVP is a quarterback. I can't remember the last time a non-quarterback won MVP. Like it's a quarterback award. Like that's why they get. It's like MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. It's like, but if he was the best player, like shouldn't he win MVP too? Like
That's what I think probably should win it. But at the same time, listen, we just see the world differently. I agree with the reasoning behind this reporter not giving him the vote. He said he's not giving the vote. He gave him his reason. He stood on it. I think it's a valid reason. Can't blame him for it. Now here's the question: did he vote for him last year?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I
Because
don't know what I don't know what went into it. I don't know what his votes have been. But to me, it's like,
oh,
but
that
this,
is
this
good
is the
point.
thing, right? This is not the first time that something like that's come up. Like, are we talking about play on the field or not? When you mention the MVP, do you ever mention he's a great guy? I'm sure there's a lot of a-holes that have been doggone MVP.
Wait. Keep it in context. He didn't say he called him that because of what he did. And what he did was a very, very a-hole move and puts a lot of people at risk. So it's a big difference between, oh yeah, he's a jerk, he didn't sign his kid's autograph, versus, oh, he sat there and like totally just misrepresented this whole thing. And like as a reporter, heck, I'm in the room. Like like like
Hey,
there's a big difference between the two. Like they're miles apart.
can he play? But you know what? That's why reporters shouldn't be a part of it.
That
Yeah. You
I
haven't played the game. You haven't like, yeah, you can comment on the game, you can talk about the game, maybe you watch the game very closely, but if we're talking about value as a player, I'm not talking. It's not most valuable person. It's most valuable player. I'm talking about him as a player on the field. It's not off the field. It's about what he can do on the field. It's about what players can do on the court.
I think that we're only talking loudly about it because it's Aaron Rodgers, and apparently anything related to Aaron Rodgers gets magnified. Aaron Rodgers is not this league MVP. Aaron Rodgers is not the MVP this year.
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that you shouldn't take your vote away from him.
First of all, if
Like,
I'm
like,
allowed to get a
like
vote, I can take my vote away from
give
whoever
me,
the heck I
give,
want to take it from.
give
He's
me,
not the MVP.
give,
Like
but that's the thing. Give me what's the football reason?
my football reason is that his actions put his organization at risk. That's a football reason.
That it's not.
It is. It
How?
is.
He played.
Did he not put his team at risk by doing it the way he did?
No,
Yes or
because
no?
he's the only one that caught COVID.
Nah.
He played.
We have a fundamental difference in that. Nah.
He
I ain't got no
played.
much. I ain't got much more to say about it though. We have a
Well,
clear fundamental difference on that part.
did he
That's
play or not?
yeah, he played. Yeah, he
Did they
played.
win?
Yeah, he played.
That's what it's
Like,
about. That's what the MVP award is about.
yeah, no.
That's why, like, when mugs do this, when reporters want to bring their personal opinions and stuff into it, it's goofy.
But
It's
it's not
like,
a personal opinion if it's based in fact. It's not my opinion. It's a factual
no,
statement
what he
that the way
said,
he carried it.
what he said is, I'm not going to give the MVP vote to the most disliked guy in the NFL.
Okay, let me ask you this: why is he the most disliked guy in the NFL?
Because he's a jerk. He genuinely is kind of an a-hole.
Okay, outside of that, outside of him genuinely being a hole, what he did, we all agree he should have been suspended for,
Yes,
which means that he had conduct that was detrimental to what?
to the team. All right.
Okay, so that's a football reason.
Okay. He wasn't suspended. That's on the NFL. That's not on Aaron Rodgers. That's not on that's on the NFL.
So let's stop making it like it's a personal shot
But
when he
that's
legitimately gave you a reason why,
no.
explaining why.
He said he is the most disliked person in the league. That is a personal opinion. Did his teammates say they dislike him? Did his opponents say they dislike him? They might dislike that he keep throwing tutties on their head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's is it about playing football or not? Is it about what you're doing in between them white lines or not? Or is it about is he a good person? Is he vaccinated? Does he do the right thing every day? I don't care. I care about what you do on the field. We care so much about these mugs' personal lives. Like, who cares? The NFL should have suspended him. That's on the NFL. Do a better job.
Arcus revealed citing his violation of COVID-19 protocols. I just don't think that the way he carried himself, the way he's carried himself is appropriate. I think he's a bad guy, and I think a bad guy can be the most valuable guy at the same time. So yeah, he said that, and he cited his reasons, and I agree with his reasons. And guess what? It don't even matter. He's issued an apology since then, saying that he shouldn't have said that.
He said he shouldn't have said it before the
voting.
The voting happened.
And because I don't care about T.O. Like that argument to me is T.O. not going to. That's a whole different argument.
Yeah, T.O. didn't win the MVP. But like, no, but it is a similar because they vote on the Hall of Fame. T.O. is the second best receiver of all time, probably.
Okay.
As the second best receiver of all time, you didn't vote him in as the first year he was eligible for being in the Hall of Fame because you didn't like him. Because somebody who's that disliked in his locker room shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Did he play football well or not?
Totally different argument.
No.
The only thing similar is you're saying, oh, reporters kept him out. Okay.
Reporters kept him out.
That's the apples to apples comparison. But the reasoning behind them,
personal opinion.
But the reasoning behind it is still
is Aaron not getting the vote based on somebody's personal opinion?
It's not it's someone's opinion on something that is universally agreed to have been detrimental to his team. That's a big difference.
Okay, it's still an opinion.
We're not gonna skirt around that. Like we're not gonna act like we're 10 here. We're not gonna skirt around it. We just said it was detrimental to the team.
Is it still his opinion?
It's a lot of our opinions.
Did the Packers find it detrimental?
Sure.
Did they?
No, the Packers didn't do anything, and we agreed that they should have.
So the Packers didn't. So the Packers didn't find it detrimental. Did the
NFL? You say that's someone's opinion to get into the Hall of Fame? It's always an opinion, all right? It's always going to be considered an opinion, right?
No,
based in fact.
Based on what you did in the NFL, it's based on your numbers.
Based on his numbers, but again,
this ain't the NBA Hall of Fame where it's like, yeah, he's a real cool guy, man. Put him in.
But he stopped by reporters because they didn't like him. It's similar. It's similar in like a Hail Mary's throw in a very different game. Like, I don't think it's similar in the simple fact that, hey, this beat reporter is not saying that he's not going to be a Hall of Fame or stuff like that. He's like I don't think this beat reporter is saying would vote and say that Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm saying that he shouldn't be the league's MVP this year because of what he did, and I agree with it. Whether you like it or not,
we'll agree to disagree because if it's about football, it's about football. The NFL didn't find it detrimental to his team.
Yeah, the NFL also has a history of showing favoritism.
The Packers didn't find it detrimental to their team.
Of course, they're not going to find it detrimental to your team.
Okay,
it's your star.
Did any of the other owners complain? Did any of the teams he was playing against complain?
How do we know they didn't?
Did they? Because they would have put a formal letter together to write to the NFL, and it would have been reported on.
How do we know they didn't?
Because it would have been reported on.
No, John.
That's
No. That's you want to know how I wonder how to say that's BS. John Gruden got 200 some thousand emails of racial slurs that went on for a decade that just miraculously showed up in the last year that everyone knew about and reported on and spoke about that just got reported in the last year. Don't hit me with that,
everybody
bro.
didn't know about it though. That was to the NFL
Oh,
league
come
office.
on. Ah, come on.
That was to the NFL league office.
Hey, and the league office did what with it?
The league office buried that mug until it finally came out. hey, all until John Gruden hit reply all to the
Hey,
wrong emails. Like,
hey,
oh wait,
so John Gruden just been a scumbag making racial slurs this whole time. The league just buried it. And I'm supposed to believe that they ain't gonna do the same for Aaron Rodgers.
hey,
Come on, keep it a bug. Keep it a bug.
even if he's a
Keep
bad
it a
person,
bug.
and he play football.
I
How
can.
many?
I have just as much reasons to believe, and I can make just as strong of a case for what I'm saying as you can make for yours. It's one of those things where it's not going to be resolved. Let's just move on.
Hey, dog, it's called a conversation. You know.
Hey, well, the conversation just gets too out of whack. Just move on.
I don't know if it's out of whack. You know what I'm saying?
Moving
Conversation.
on.
You know what I'm saying? You're a little uncomfortable right now.
I ain't uncomfortable.
You're a little uncomfortable right now. You know,
I'm definitely not uncomfortable. I just think it's a stupid argument.
how's it a stupid argument?
I think it's a stupid. I've already voiced why it's stupid.
because I believe that
I
his
I think
stats
it's a stupid argument.
should be the reason that he's the MVP.
I'm changing it to the most valuable COVID vaccinated player. Chris, that comment right there, I can make a whole lot of assumptions about you, but I'm more intelligent than that. I'm more
Oh,
intelligent than that.
oh man,
But just understand, you came on a show and wrote that, and half the chat is going to make some assumptions about you too.
it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of people make assumptions in this world, dog. Derrick Henry on his way back, man. How does it affect the AFC playoffs? Because we already know that man is a beast.
Who do they
We
play?
already know that man gets busy. How's that going to affect how the AFC plays out? How's that going to affect how the AFC shapes out? Honestly, because having him come back as the focal point for the Tennessee Titans absolutely makes everybody around him better.
Depends on who they play first week.
Well, you know they got the first round bye. They're the best team in the AFC.
When they first week back, depends on who they play. I mean, Derrick Henry is superhuman, but don't get it wrong. He's been shut down before.
So what do we talk about? We talk about Colts, Chargers. Oh no. It would be, well, I'm assuming. So well, I guess you got to start there. Buffalo versus New England. Who gets the dub?
Buffalo.
I was gonna say, keep in mind, Buffalo dog stomped them last time. Hey, listen, I'm still riding with Bill. I'm still sticking with it, but the last game did not help my argument. It's like great defense, Bill. Ooh.
It's a younger team. They still getting it together. Bills is kind of rolling right now.
Bengals, Colts.
Bengals.
All right. Chiefs, Chargers.
Chiefs.
All right. So then in that situation, Buffalo versus Tennessee.
I got Buffalo.
So Derrick Henry doesn't affect the game at all, basically.
Haven't they played already this season?
I don't know if he was there he might have been there for the first game. I don't think he was there for the second game.
What are you doing the first game?
They would have played twice this season. Trying to see here. Cause it's one of those where like
October.
It changes what Buffalo does. You know what I'm saying? Like if Derrick Henry's not out there, you playing everything for the pass. I don't really care if who you got back there. It's not Derrick Henry. I don't really care who you got out there. It's not Derrick Henry.
3 TDs, 143 yards.
You said what?
In October, 3 touchdowns, 143 yards. Won by 3.
Well, low day for Derrick Henry out there.
Hey, 3 TDs is a low day.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the 143 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. I'd hate to be a running back on his team.
Yeah.
Again, not having the same impact.
And then is this the same matchup here? Where is this at? Oh, that's the one in October. And the Bills won that game.
No, the Titans won that
Titans
game.
won that game. No, Titans won that game. Titans won by 3. And then that's the only matchup they had this year. I thought they had 2. All right, cool. So Titans end up winning by 3
Yeah, I got Bills.
with Derrick Henry there.
I got Bills just because Derrick Henry's coming off injury. If he has some games to, is he taking
Well, he's playing this week.
Okay, hold on.
So he's playing this week. They have the bye, and then he'll play the winner of the next game. So
you gotta ask me after I see him.
Have a week off and play again.
You gotta ask me after I see him.
I mean, listen, it's my thing. Even if you see him, it's just like, man, this is his first game back off of injury. He's gonna be scary in game number 2 after a week of rest.
Maybe because it could be something where maybe he can't go. Like it's maybe he can't go.
Well, I mean, if you're bringing him back, I would think you wouldn't want to risk the one player that your franchise is literally built around if he can't go.
And tell Carolina that.
Carolina. Hey, listen. We know for a fact Carolina and Tennessee are not the same. Carolina was like, hey, CMC, you good to go this week? Yeah, I'm feeling a little gimpy, but I should be able to play. All right, 30 carries, good? 30 carries, dog? Like, y'all gonna start the day with 30 carries?
I don't think it. I got Bills. I made the decision. I got
stick
Bills.
with it?
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about somebody that rolled though last week, Miami versus Miami. Good Lord, Tennessee absolutely dominated them.
It's Miami.
Disrespectful. Hey, listen, that kills the Miami conversation right there where I was like, is Miami maybe showing us something for next year? They played some sorry teams. Tennessee, 34-3. But it's I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking Tennessee. If it came down to the Bill, now, if there's an upset, if the Patriots get there, I'm still taking Tennessee. You know,
the Patriots get there, I'm taking Tennessee.
No, you know what? If the Patriots get there, I'm taking the Patriots. And I'll tell you why. Because of how Bill coaches. Bill will absolutely take the Rams approach. Hey, Bill, is there anything we can do to stop Derrick Henry? If we had figured that out, he'd be out the NFL already. Nobody can stop this dude. Play back. Bill will shut down every passing lane that they ever got and let Derrick Henry run for 200 yards and beat him that way. Because even if Derrick Henry goes off, say he runs the field, he's not, unless he breaks for like a big run every single time, all you're doing is wasting the clock. You letting that clock tick down. It's going to be a lower scoring game. If Derrick Henry goes off for 3 touchdowns, guess what? That's 21 points. 21 points is very beatable if you got with a rookie. I've seen Mac Jones put up 28. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives you a better shot. It gives you a better shot to win the game in that situation. I can see the Patriots pulling that one out.
I don't know.
It's weird, dog. It's
like would that? Here's the thing. I wouldn't be mad if they pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like you said, riding. I love the storyline. The storyline behind it is,
yeah.
You know, seeing them rebound, seeing Bill rebound, Tom Brady 2.0 kind of thing going on here. Yeah. I guess if you want to say that, I don't know if you could say 2.0 against the GOAT.
Hey, let's let him get the ring number 2 before we say that.
Let's let him get a ring first.
You know it's gonna come when he makes the first Super Bowl. It's gonna be like, can he win it first? Like Tom Brady got a few of them things. Let's let him get one.
Hey, man. that's a whole different topic. Like, how many rings do you have to have now to be considered in the GOAT conversation? Like, you have to have a minimum of 4 now.
At this point, no. See, geez. At
Like,
this
and
point,
four Super Bowls in the NFL, it's hard. It's like the level of
so
difficulty is immense.
oh, dang, dog, that's tough. Cause it's like, here's the thing, right? If you win 3, but you're clearly a better player, do we give you, all right, we'll let you work? Cause and this is what I mean by that. So like Aaron Rodgers, we all agree. Hey, look, you got to tiptoe around GOAT conversation, though. And I agree that Tom Brady is absolutely the GOAT. But if Aaron Rodgers wins 3, and we all agree that we all agree he's a better quarterback than Tom Brady is. Tom Brady's a better winner, but like arm talent, accuracy, stuff like that, he's a better quarterback than Tom Brady is. Do you start to put him into that conversation with 3?
No, because that means literally Tom could have took half his career off and still had more rings. Like, no, I can't do that.
That's not,
I
nah,
can't do it. And
fam.
Tom right now is older than Aaron Rodgers and still kind of outperforming him because he's about to have 5,000 yards. I think 45 touchdowns. Like, Tom is having a historic season today.
Fam, Tom's still balling. Hey, Tom is balling with no receivers anymore. You know what it is too? It's like it's getting a little bit tougher.
Oh, Boogie just got cut.
They just cut him. Yeah, we started the show
Yeah,
with that conversation.
yeah,
Tom
dog.
Brady's a better quarterback. Just saying, Aaron Rodgers isn't it.
Tom has
All right.
4,990 yards with 40 touchdowns and 12 INTs. Guess what? He has 1,500 more yards than Aaron Rodgers. Now, he has more interceptions, but he's thrown the ball more. So at this point, it's kind of a direct correlation to him being just a better QB this season. And he's the old man of the league.
Well, I think what you just said is that too. He's throwing the ball more because they don't got the running game that the Packers. They don't have Aaron Jones back there. What they got? They got Leonard Fournette still at running back for them down there. Yeah, you know I'm saying I'm putting the ball in Tom's hand. Hey, listen, if I got 1,000-yard rusher behind me, he's got to get the ball a little bit.
Doug, they said that Tom was washed up because his 2019 season with the Patriots, 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 INTs.
Yeah.
He goes to Tampa, puts up 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 12 INTs. He's got better. 49. He's about to crack 5,000. He's 10 yards away. He could throw the ball to himself and crack 5,000.
This is the reason that they asked, was Tom Brady washed up though, and I never believed it. Listen, I'll be very late on the Tom Brady. Tom Brady could be out the league for 2 years, and somebody could call him and be like, "Hey, you want a 10-day?" And I'd be like, "Give it to him. Like, let him just come in for a week. He'll dominate."
You could do it for Andrew Luck. You could do it for
You know what
Tom.
I'm saying? Man,
Andrew Luck
I hate that he retired, but I get him. He talk about just going through it, dog. Injury after injury after injury. But the reason that it was Brady washed up was, I don't want to say valid conversation, but because he threw like multiple pick sixes and he threw a pick 6 to get you out. And it was just like, one, everybody knew he had no receivers, but also like you had to look at Tom and be like, nah, Tom, that was poor decision making on that pass. Like the one that knocked him, I think Tennessee beat him in the playoffs that year. And he literally threw it to the DB. Like he dropped back, turned, went to make the pass, and it literally went into the hands of the DB. And he ran into the end zone for a pick 6 to end the game. So I get why they brought it up, but I was never on that. I was like, fam, y'all want him to throw 40 touchdowns and he's throwing to me and Kidd? Listen.
Can't help your Tom.
I got hands, but I ain't got Tom Brady worthy hands. Hey, you ever seen Tom Tom is so, winners are just kind of jerky, but I love it at a certain point. So Tom Brady is like, they said he had like he went back to Michigan and he was throwing footballs to one of his guys and stuff there. And, they started, all the receivers that he normally throw to started lining up. And the college kid got in the line. Tom was like, these balls ain't free. Get out of here, dog. Like, you're not catching a ball from me. Like, I'm throwing like I'm in game right now. I am practicing for people. You drop this ball, it'll throw my whole rhythm off. Get out the line. It was just like, and
I gotta see that.
everybody was like, dog, that's kind of a jerky move. And I'm like, nah, dog, that's how you get 7 of them things, dog. That's how you
I
get
like
7
it.
of them things. Hey, listen, he called that a jerky move. I bet you he know exactly where Mike Evans is gonna put that, or is gonna be when he need to put that ball on that back shoulder throw.
The repetitions.
It was just so funny to hear the story like that. It was just like, nah, get out there. And apparently, it's a bunch of stories like that with Tom. Like he'll just go back and just be like, nah, dog, you're not catching me. Even when he throw it to a kid, you see him throw it to a kid, he'd be like, all right, get out of here. You got your one. You can say you caught a pass from Tom Brady. We got it on video. Get out of here. Beat it, kid.
Boom.
Man, so the news, Boogie just got cut. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as well, man. And I kind of talked about it in the beginning of the show, talking about should the Bulls go get him? Should the Bulls be in on Boogie Cousins? Why? Here's my question. And I don't know if there's some big that maybe Milwaukee zeroed in on. Maybe this is the only reason you don't go get Boogie, because you need to figure out who they see. Why are you cutting this dude? You look at his production as a backup big. He's giving you good numbers. He's giving you good production. I'll say this: his defense has been a little bit subpar, but he's a backup big. I'm not expecting Tony Bradley to come out there and give me 15 blocks a game. I don't get what the Bucks are looking for in a big man right now. And this is the thing, right? So I'm in a group chat with a bunch of mugs who are also from Milwaukee, who are Bucks fans and stuff like that. So we've been chirping all year because the Bulls are good. They're like, man, you just that good, bro. I said, what are y'all looking for? And it's like, we need more. I'm like, what do you need? I was like, that's starting big man numbers right there. In 19 minutes.
It is.
If my starting big, that is, how old is Boogie now? God dang it. Now you made me conscious about saying it.
Go ahead. How old is he, dog? How old is he? 31? What is it? 33?
Boogie's young.
He's actually 31.
Oh, is he? I was actually going younger than that. I thought Boogie was like 29, just ravaged by injuries.
No, it's 31.
But 31 still ain't bad. So if you 31-year-old big man giving me 15 and 10 in 19 minutes.
I look at the fact that he has had injuries, but he also hasn't been playing his entire time. I look at that as well rested. I look at that differently.
Yeah. Well, what it is, you can tell he's not the same dude no more. You know what I'm saying? That's really what the injuries did to him. Like, yeah, he's well rested, but you can tell he doesn't got the same game nor his back to the basket game is definitely dipped. His handles have improved dramatically. He always had a good handle, but his handles have improved tremendously since he's dropped a lot of the weight. And he's dropped the weight to say, there's a direct correlation with it. He's dropped the weight so that he could stay in the NBA. But he's also...
He put them over the luxury tax?
He's also dropped, improved his handle, improved his attacking to the basket and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting, dog. What Quran say? Look, Boogie can help y'all, but not us. The money and his defense is bad, and attitude didn't fit with our situation. I'm not sure what the attitude was. He put us over the luxury like 3 M's if we kept him one more day. All right. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna complain about y'all cutting him. I want him, so.
Just look at the last couple games and the minutes he played. So Toronto, he puts up 15 points, 10 boards, 5 of 8 shooting in 20 minutes.
And what's his name? Is Siakam playing again? Siakam and what's your boy you wanted?
I think Siakam was playing.
Siakam and what's his name? Boucher?
I don't know if he's been on the bench for a minute, but he can absolutely. Detroit, 9 points in 14 minutes, 2 rebounds, 3 of 5 from shooting. New Orleans, 18 minutes, 5.6 rebounds. I mean, he's giving you for the minutes he's giving you.
Back up big numbers.
I mean, I don't know why in Dallas, in Houston, and Cleveland he went off 22 points, 8 rebounds, in
He
28
started.
minutes. Oh yeah, he was
He was
starting.
starting.
Well, and when he starts, he gets you. I mean, every start he had, apparently, according to the minutes, he's giving you either a double double or close.
Listen, I said somebody asked me last night. They said, "Why don't the Bulls pick him up?" I said, "I've been asking that same question for 10 years."
Attitude.
I like attitude. It's Chicago. Jimmy Butler had attitude. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman had attitude.
Dennis Rodman was also a very historic rebounder. That's a
Dennis
big
Rodman was
difference.
well. I'm talking about. I've literally been asking this question for 10 years. I wanted Boogie when Boogie was like, I was like, trade for this dude. When we went and got Carlos Boozer, I was like, go get Demarcus Cousins.
I can.
Trade for this dude. He is that. You mix Derrick Rose with Boogie. Oh my god. He used to baby Chris Bosh too. It used to irritate me so much. Miami would go out to play Sacramento, and it would be like a blowout. But I'd just be watching Boogie because I'd be like, that's my guy. And he would baby Chris Bosh. I've been talking about Boogie for so long. Now it's like older Boogie. He not the same dude no more. Now I just like the name. I just want the jersey. Like, but I really do think he contribute to the team. I really think that he comes in. Listen, I don't need you to be a great defender. Vooch is a better defender than I thought, but he ain't a great defender. I don't need you to fall into team defense, figure it out, block shots, make layups, grab rebounds, help Vooch.
grab rebounds.
Vooch need help. Help Vooch. You know what helps Vooch? All I saw on that list, I'm not gonna lie to you. Muzz was like, look at the points though. He's not really scoring a lot. I'm like, I don't care nothing about the points. Tony Bradley ain't giving me 15 points.
Rebounds.
I care about what he's doing on the boards. You know what I like? 10, 8, 8, 8, 10, 12, 2, 10. You gotta throw that 2 in there. That's a tough day. You get 2 rebounds. Well, no, how many minutes you said he played that game? Like 10
Oh, he
minutes?
played 14 minutes.
14 minutes. I'm gonna need a little more than 10. Well, you also playing with Giannis though.
Did Giannis play that game? Because Giannis didn't even play the last game.
Oh, is that why Boogie got so much tick?
I guess
Is
so.
Giannis out due to health and safety?
I'm not quite sure. I just know that they lost by 6 and Giannis wasn't there. I was like, oh, well, Giannis definitely wins that game.
Fam, Siakam went off 33, 5, and 6. 3 steals, 1 block.
I know Mike Budenhauser is.
Middleton. Oh, Middleton's back with 25.
Hey, Middleton can ball.
Fam, we change what we say about Chris Middleton every day.
Some days he's mid,
like,
some days
like
he's
he
not.
having a good season. There go that Middleton game again, boy. You know he gonna give you 11 every now and then.
Sometimes he's mid, sometimes he's not.
Yeah, man. Who's starting at them for Bobby Portis? Really? Going Bobby Portis over Boogie. Yeah, but if Boogie don't get his shots up, he pouts and it hurts the whole game. All right, yeah. I can't say I can't see that. Is the juice worth the squeeze? That's the question.
Giannis might win MVP again too.
You said what?
Giannis might win MVP again too.
Nah, I think you was right. I think Steph got that joint locked up.
Hey, dog.
NBA MVP is all about good storylines. Steph is the best. Like it's like every night I break my own record.
Steph has been shooting horribly this season too.
Man, 8 for 46 in the last 2 games.
5 for 24 last night, 3 for 17 the other night.
Yeah.
He's having a horrible go at it.
Yeah. Giannis already had COVID before Christmas. Okay. it's one of those that I'm not. I've always said Boogie's worth whatever baggage comes with him. Now his game is very different. I want him in there as a backup big. I still think that he's worth what baggage may come with him because he provides to your team the one thing you don't have. And for everybody that's like, I don't want to give up P. Will. How could we ever think of doing something? I don't want to give up. How? There's so much potential. There's so much potential. This is the way you don't get rid of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Here's the thing. I think Boogie helps. I think there's a reason why he's bounced around this way, and a lot of it has to do with his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about, can your coaching staff handle it?
Yeah.
So Boogie 10 years ago would have been detrimental because him and Tom wouldn't have rocked. Him and Tom would have clashed every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but Tom clashed with everybody.
Yeah, but Tom
You
don't
heard what
clash like
you heard what Joe Keem said. Hey, Tom, if we wasn't winning, I'd hate you. And Tom looked at Joe and said, Joe, I feel the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tom clashed with everybody. But you know what? He would have rocked with that team because that's what that team fed off of. That's why Jimmy didn't fit for a bunch of teams until Miami.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Jimmy didn't know. He was like, what do you mean? This is how we practice.
That's how we practice.
You a thought. What? I just took a jump shot.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on if we could just pick him up. Great. I don't think for what we need. Ultimately, like I saw DeAndre Jordan, I would want DeAndre Jordan, to be honest with you, because I just want him to do one thing. And DeAndre is looking to do one thing.
The question I have with DeAndre, and I like the DeAndre Jordan name as well. The question I have with DeAndre though is, can him and Vooch coexist on the court at the same time? Because there's going to come a time where you need that rebounding, and you want to see him. You want to have your two big men in there. Like, to me, DeAndre is at this point is a very Tony Bradley kind of player, and you don't see Vooch and him on the court at the same time.
He's a big Tony Bradley. He's a bigger Tony Bradley who can block a lot more shots.
They're the same size, dog. Tony Bradley's 7'1".
Right. Height-wise, sure, but they don't occupy the same space.
Tony Bradley, I don't know what he doing in the weight room, dog. You got to pump some iron, dog.
Hey.
Tony Bradley look like me out there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Tony Bradley does not look like an imposing 7'1". DeAndre Jordan looks like an imposing 7-footer. Like,
DeAndre Jordan definitely still pushing weights right now.
Nah. If I have to get the two, I'm getting DeAndre. And I'm saying, hey, DeAndre, you see this big guy right there? He also scores. So do me a favor. Remove the fact that he's the only Bulls jersey on the boards, and he can score a little more, and you're going to get a ring. At this point, DeAndre Jordan knows he ain't going to be a focal point of the team. That ship has sailed.
No, I think he knows that, and I get that. I just want
to collect this NBA check. Let's go to these finals. Guess what? You're gonna be in the mix. That's why you went to the Nets.
That's why you went to the Lakers.
That's why you went to the
Lakers. But
guess what?
Did he get traded to the Lakers or get cut?
I don't know. He got picked up and put on there. The Lakers just have the most awesome historic.
The Lakers
front court. Period.
The Lakers said, "Let's get all the big men. Let's not use one of them." It blows my mind. When both times we played the Lakers, I'm just like, oh no, we only played them once so far. When we played the Lakers, I'm just like, dog, why ain't they using no big men? What is the house about to fall on top of you?
I don't know what that noise is. I'll be right back.
Hey, on this episode of House Creakers. This man definitely got some ghosts in his crib. Oh man, kid, funny as heck, man. Now, let's see. Christopher says DeAndre Jordan defense has gone from elite to garbage very quickly. You're not bringing him here for defense. I guarantee you that. If you bring in, listen, Boogie's defense ain't pretty either. I watched that game. I love Boogie. Boogie's my guy. He really is. Boogie's defense. We did play the Lakers twice. That's what I thought. We played them once once without LeBron, right? And we played them once with LeBron, but there was no AD. Something like that. But in both games, I'm just sitting there looking like, dog, why y'all not using any big men in this game? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would y'all not use any big men? Like, you can clearly see that our weakness is we've just got Vooch on the boards. It's weird. It's weird to me. DeMar hit that shot over Brian. You know what? I was just watching that last night, too. I was just rewatching that last night. That's facts. But no, it's just weird to me, like how they've used their big men. That you got Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan. I get DeAndre ain't great, but he's tall. They don't even put Dwight and AD on the floor at the same time. No, it must have been more serious because like Davidson said, kid dog working on the roof again. Must have been more serious because he got up and went to check it out. Y'all know how we do. Them kids must be building concrete again. That's how we do it every time. Lakers need someone to brain for LeBron. That's why they go small. It's the big's fault. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting, dog. Like, it's one of the weirdest ways I've ever seen a team used. But I'll say this: would you rather pick them up with a question mark? Now, Boogie can give you production. I think we all see that. Boogie can give you production. But questions with the body, questions with the mentality. Would you rather see the question mark come through? Kind of the conversation I had the other day. Would you rather see the question? Would you rather see the possibility? Would you rather see the potential of something happening? Or would you rather see the guarantee? Would you rather the Bulls go out and get a guy that's a guaranteed 15, 16 points a game, 10 rebounds? Queen, I tell you this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would absolutely go get Taco Fall, but I would put him in the G League for a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Taco is trying to be a scorer when I see him. Whenever I see Taco Falls, Taco is trying to be a scorer when I see him. He's on the floor. He's trying to like put up jump shots. He's trying to, and I'm very confused by it. This man is like, he gotta be like 7'2". How tall is Taco Falls? Taco Fall, I should say. Excuse me. I shorted him a little bit. 7'6". 311 pounds. Get that man in a room. I don't know why my voice cracked right there. That's me being in the basement. Get that man in a room with some of the best big man help he can find. And I'm talking about like training wise. Because there's no reason whatsoever that if you tell him just be a defensive stopper, get your defense up, maybe get some back to the basket game, and that's it. Stop shooting. Be big. I would take a chance on a guy like that. Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay. Dog working on the roof again?
Cat making a smoothie upstairs.
Like, dog, get your defense, get him to the point where his defense is right. All he's doing is being a shot blocker, and maybe you got some back to the basket game. That kid can play.
Cool.
If the what's that boy name? I just had it. What you say? Taco Fall. I feel like they ain't teaching this boy nothing in Boston. They can't be. He's 7'6", 311. Trying to shoot jump shots at the mid-range. Get your butt in the paint and learn 2 back to the basket moves. Dominant.
I don't.
Fam, 7'6", what I need you for? Like, to me, if you teach him to be a Rudy
How
Gobert.
big is Boban?
Boban? Gotta be close, right? He can dunk without jumping. Boban is 7'4". Fam, why they list his shoe size? I don't need that.
Big men like that normally aren't
291.
Big men like that aren't, for some odd reason. I don't know why, but once you get over like the 7'2" mark, the athletic ability drops tremendously. Like, but I haven't seen it.
I don't need you to be athletic though.
Like the only big 7'3" person I've seen him hoop was Yao. Because Yao's bigger than Shaq.
Yao was a heavy dude, bro.
Outside of that, we haven't seen historically big men of their size really hoop. Like 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1". Yeah, like what KD does at his height shouldn't be happening, but it's happening.
Weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's
he really 7'1", but he want to say he's 6'11" because saying he's 7 foot is weird.
Yeah, I was 7'5". Yeah, I was getting busy.
But that's the question mark. Like, can your body handle it? Y'all body couldn't handle it.
Foot injuries, but Yao, I mean,
y'all body couldn't handle it.
Yao, right shoulder turnaround. I think he has right shoulder.
Dominant.
It was cold.
Dominant. That I don't know, dog. Like, I don't need you to be nothing crazy. Like, how athletic you got to be with a 7'10" wingspan to stand at the rim and block shots and just make sure you don't get a 3 in the key.
Why do they put their shoe sizes? That's weird. Yeah, 7'6", 18 size 18 shoe. Okay, great.
Coming up a little short to Boban.
311 pounds.
Same weight, an inch shorter than Taco.
Average 19 points a game.
And if I'm not mistaken, Taco's been relatively healthy. Not getting a ton of minutes, but he's been relatively healthy.
Man, Yao had a good stretch.
Man, y'all was dominant, bro.
22, 13-8, 17-5. Then he went 18-8, 22-10, 25-9, 22-10. He had some good seasons. Was never healthy though. Every season he missed a good amount of games after 2005.
Yeah. No, he was always injured. This is what I want to see.
Taco
so it's literally games where he don't get any tick.
He's not part of any rotation.
But when he does get tick, 11 minutes, 7, what do you get? 3 points, 2 blocks, 7 rebounds in 11 minutes. Stop trying to be a scorer. Just be big. Give me a little bit of a back to the basket game. Now, Rudy Gobert 7'1". It's a big difference between 7'1" and 7'6", dog. It's a big difference. Y'all don't count. He's built in a lab. Like, dog, I've always thought that. Like, every time I see Taco Falls, I'm just like,
why is he taking threes?
Every time.
Like Bol, I understand why he's taking threes.
Bol is like 210 pounds.
Bol looks like he's malnutrition, and I don't mean that offensively. He just don't look healthy.
Like, it blows my mind. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm just like, but
Bol looked like he'd hurt himself if he played physical.
for sure.
That's
And
why I don't
again,
want Bol.
like it does crack me up as well. Like everybody that's all about all these trades, right? Of course, because that's what we're talking. Bringing in Boogie, bringing in last thing and Boogie from the Athletic. The biggest problem, Cousins came on the other end of the floor where the Bucks suffered 128 points per 100 possessions. The number is almost 3 points higher than the league average. So he's bad defensively. I can see that. I watched that. Yeah, I saw that. Defensively, Boogie was definitely just like, hey, keep it going. But nah, like this is my issue with like Muggs asking, do I want Bol or Christian Wood?
They're not even in the same league.
You're gonna trade.
They're not even in the same league.
You gotta trade for both of them. So you would rather trade for another dude with potential than go get a dude that's putting up 17 and 10.
I'm sorry. Say that last part one more time. Say it slowly. I think I misheard you.
I said you're gonna trade for another dude with potential.
Who?
With Bol, I'm saying.
Okay.
Instead of going for a dude that's 17 and 10. Like it just like I you saw the video I dropped yesterday. It's like I love Chicago, right? But my God, we love the unknown. We love going after the guy that might be great.
No, that's why we picked P. Will at number 4.
Well, I'm assuming AK saw something with that because
I went back to look at the college tape. Guess what? I'm still trying to figure it out. Defensively, great.
I seen this tape. I told you I would have picked Devin Vassell. I told his teammate. I would have picked Devin Vassell, his teammate.
What I don't like about Chicago is we think we can get everything for nothing.
But no,
and we hold on to pieces that are trading pieces, and we make it seem like they all that. Like, listen, I'm still doubling down on the fact that Kobe White's having a great go. Love it. I love to see it, sincerely.
Yeah,
that's my trade piece. Because I'm not getting rid of Zach. I'm not getting rid of DeMar. I'm not getting rid of Vooch. Anybody think that you're gonna get rid of those three? You stupid. But the rest of those guys, okay, now they're getting rid of Alonzo, and I'm not getting rid of Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
So who else I'm gonna trade?
Well, and that's why I said if they don't go the trade route, you got to pick up Boogie.
I'm taking my all team potential guys, my P. Wills and my Kobe Whites.
Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, listen, you're in the league now. You've built the name. P. will go to another team and absolutely get some tick. He's built somewhat of a name because he's in Chicago. We held him so high.
And this is the thing. I'm willing to give it. I think P. Will's gonna be really good. I really do.
But guess what? My championship window is now.
It's now.
so because it's now, I want to be in the Jeremy Grant conversations. I'm happy to hear that we are in those conversations. I'm happy to hear that they've called for Jeremy Grant four times.
I don't need Jeremy Grant. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like everybody keep bringing up Jeremy Grant, and I'm like, fam, I got 4 rebounds a game. That's sitting on the bench over here.
True.
I don't want Jeremy Grant.
Wait. What is the average rebound?
4 rebounds a game.
Really? Is this 4 rebounds?
I don't want Jeremy Grant. Just like everybody, like we need to stop just going after names. We gotta stop going after names. I want somebody that's gonna rebound. The team is set. Y'all realize we're talking about rebounding. We're talking about one thing. that you can go get off of the buyout market, that you can go get in Boogie Cousins, that you can go get. Like, there's options for rebounding. But a lot of it is still unknown. I'm gonna be honest with you. The more I look at because I started focusing in on his game a lot more after they said that they wanted to get rid of. The more I look at Miles Turner, I don't want him either. Miles Turner rebound when he want to.
Sabonis though. Sabonis is too good of a name, so we're not getting Sabonis.
Hey, listen.
We'd have to do some great rearranging.
I don't put nothing past AK.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I don't hold him down. I don't
Sabonis,
hold him down anymore.
Sabonis is too much of a draw.
AK be like, you be like, we'll never get Sabonis, and then all of a sudden AK be like, yeah, so we've traded for Demarcus Sabonis.
The only way we get Sabonis.
I gave up my firstborn child.
The only way we get Sabonis is trading Vooch, which I'm not opposed to. But we've built chemistry already.
Nah, that would change it too much. I'm cool on that.
But if you looked it up straight up, ain't no way in the world you pick Vooch over Sabonis. Ain't no way. That boy that good.
Nah,
good.
I would take Sabonis.
And because he's so young, it might work, but it would just be in bad taste. And I don't think AK is that much of a heart.
This is a good comment here. Karan, who I'm thinking is a Bucks fan, said y'all need rebounding and versatile defense. We really don't. We just got injuries right now. The Bulls still have one of the best defenses in the NBA with injuries. If I'm not mistaken, the Bulls still have a top 5 defense in the NBA. And we're missing, well, now we got Lonzo back. We're missing 3 of our best defenders. Like, the Bulls' defense is really good. The offense is really good. We got one problem: rebounding.
That's all I'm looking at.
We got one problem.
Dog, if we end up getting Sabonis, then that's a super team for real.
Hey, fam, we get Sabonis. AK is a god. That's what it comes down to. It's just like, oh, okay, all right.
You know how easy.
You know what it is? If we get Sabonis, AK got forced trades on. If we get Sabonis, AK absolutely got forced trades on.
We'd give up a lot of pieces, though. We'd give up Kobe. We'd give up P. Will. We'd give up. We have no picks to give up.
Got no picks to give up.
Yeah, I don't know. I want him though. I think he'd look real good in the Bulls jersey. I think he'd even look better than Vooch, to be honest with you. But because I saw Sabonis get put on the clinic last night.
Top 12. Cornelius, where you seeing that at? Top 12 defense. We definitely above 12, dog.
R1 has been calling for Sabonis this whole time. I'm gonna give you your credit on that one. We have the Portland pick. Oh,
we got Portland's pick.
Is that a protected pick?
I think so, but it's like top 4, top 5, something like that. Although Portland, how they playing this season, might get it.
Portland on the tank right now.
Hey, listen. Hey, Portland, like we need that pick back, dog.
Portland on the tank. I don't know if they get top 4. They probably get top 10. Because they horrible, but they ain't that horrible.
Is that this year's pick? When is that pick? I don't think it's this year.
2023. Hey, I'll trade that pick. If you're gonna rebuild.
Listen. For the Bulls at this point are trading picks all over. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls at this point are trading picks all over.
Lottery protected.
They shipping picks off left and right. They want to win.
What does that mean in full context? Lottery protected pick.
So it depends on where you at in the lottery. Like if you fall in a top 10 pick is the NBA lottery, I believe, right? Yeah. Or something like that. So if they have
a top 10 pick, it goes back to Portland.
It will go back to Portland. No, how big is the lottery?
Here we go.
I got pull it up. How big is the lottery? It's past 10, I think. Levante said, Bulls like, you get a pick. You get a pick. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how it happens, but I keep watching teams just sell off picks.
It's a pick that whose draft position is determined through the lottery, while a non-playoff team involved in the process is often called a lottery team.
Yeah.
So, well, they definitely gonna
any
be a
team
lottery.
that misses the playoffs.
Guess what? They definitely missing the playoffs.
That pick is out of there. That pick is out of there. All teams that don't make the playoffs, yeah. Yeah, that
they could still make it.
Yeah. Could you imagine, dog? Can you imagine they get in on like the last day and the Bulls get a first round pick out of it?
Yeah, I could see them trading that, saying, "Hey, listen, Portland's just been injured. They're gonna make an upswing. Don't worry about it.
They're gonna make an upswing, dog." That's what I thought.
Lottery's 1 to 14.
That's what I thought. It can't be though. 16 teams don't make the playoffs.
They ain't trading P. Will. That's AK's pick. AK was wrong.
Hey, I don't know if AK was wrong.
AK was wrong.
I ain't seen him play. I can't say that. I'll tell you this. I really do think he's gonna be a good player, but he ain't playing right now, so it don't matter.
He's out the season for the moment. Yeah, he's out the season.
He's coming back. They're projecting possibly in February or March.
Oh, right before the playoffs.
Right before the playoffs. Like right before the playoffs. So ain't it 30 teams in the NBA? Ain't that how many? Or is it 30 teams in the NBA?
It's 16 teams in the playoffs, though.
I know it's 16 teams in the playoffs, but ain't it 32 teams in the NBA? Or is that NFL? I be forgetting how many teams.
I think you're confusing now. Now you're confusing me.
Now you confused? Hey, listen, we all confused, man. P. Will is our future, period. P. Will might be our future, but I want to win now.
Future of what?
Hey, listen, he might be. He might be that player. He might be that dude. But guess what? Zach LaVine, 30 teams. Okay, so I was wrong. See, right. Zach LaVine is playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I building my team for a championship in the future? Or am I building my team for a championship right now?
I don't know.
P. Will might be the future. Kobe White absolutely might be the future. But if they are, do y'all really think they're going to sit on the bench for the next 10 years?
Kobe White ain't no goddamn future.
Do you think we got the Spurs? Like, the NBA don't even work that way no more. You think Kobe White just going to keep showing out and then not try to go get a starting spot somewhere?
Dog, Kobe White is... I love this conversation. I love that part of the conversation because you got to make sense of it. You can't have the world. Can't have the world. I'm going to tell you the truth. That boy ain't no future here. You want to know who your future is? Your future is the fact that you got Zach LaVine in his 20s. You got DeMar in his early 30s. That's your future. Your future is tied to them for the next 3-4 years. We about to re-up on LaVine. Let's keep it a buck.
That's your future.
That's your future.
And Zach's not going to stop being able to play basketball in the next 4 years.
Like Zach is like 27.
Yeah.
Dog, we got Chris Paul playing at 36, dominating right now. What are we talking about? Your future is the team that your MVP candidate, which we got 2 of them. That's your future. You ride that out for the next couple of years. This is your window.
Hey, listen, this is the thing, right?
Don't be stupid. Don't be a casual fan. Be
a
real fan of basketball. Look at how the league is shaping up. Read the goddamn room. The room is changing. Right? The room is not your college, your first round pick, fourth. You know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you're trying to say. You having a stroke right now.
I am having a stroke because I'm getting pissed off by this thing because it's the dumbest thing ever. He's the first. He's the 4th pick of the first round. He didn't get a lot of take. He wasn't the offensive guy that he wanted. Like he has to go through a whole shift that doesn't fit our timeline. It doesn't fit our timeline. He's a trade piece. Kobe White, great, but he is a starting shooting guard on another team if he keeps developing this way. He's a trade piece. Because why? I got 2 starting freaking shooting guards right now.
Well, I'll tell you this
I got 2 of them, and
the
one of
thing.
them.
Well, this is the thing
One
for
of them
me.
just hit back-to-back game winners. What are we talking about here?
This is the thing for me with Kobe. Kobe's playing.
Yeah,
Kobe's contributing. Kobe's adding to the team, winning. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I can't say that about P. Will. I understand it's because of injury. I think P. Will's going to have a good season, but I can't say that right now because I can't see it. You know what I can see? Christian Wood is having 16 and 10. You know what I can see? Indiana's trying to get rid of Sabonis. And I'm not saying that you can't find this stuff somewhere else, but I'm not worried about my future. I'm worried about winning this season. And guess what? If we trust P. Will so much, guess who picked him? Are we trading AK? Are we trading Mark Eversley? Now, Mark Eversley might get up out of there.
Two things can be true. AK is a heck of a GM. And he picked the wrong draft pick. That absolutely can be true.
I don't think so. I don't think we can say that now. You haven't seen him play.
Guess what?
All season.
Guess what? He picked them up, and then things happened where our timeline accelerated. Did we really think DeMar was going to be this good? We didn't think DeMar was going to be this good.
I thought he was going to be the second fiddle to Zach.
He's not second fiddle, no. Right? He's missed the fourth quarter. We didn't think he was going to be this good. We didn't think the Bulls were going to be on this type of trajectory. We thought we'd be a good playoff team, top 4 contender. Now we're like, yo, we really have a shot.
Yeah.
You go in on that shot.
Yeah. Because you never know when you're going to get another one. And that's that. Listen, I like P. Will. I think P. Will is going to be good. I think that he's going to be a nice player. He's going to be a really nice player in the NBA. And at some point, we might look up and be like, man, I wish we hadn't got rid of him. But you know what? If I look up and I say, man, I wish we had got rid of him, but dang, we won that championship that year, it was worth it.
I don't think Toronto right now is complaining at all.
No, they are.
They went all in on what?
No, they are. Hey, listen.
They might be.
They are. I see it because I got some much from Toronto on there. Some Toronto fans on Twitter. They absolutely are just like, hey, I seen somebody turn on Kawhi the other day. Like, Kawhi's a B for leaving us, dog. Like, we could have won 4 more championships. I was just like, oh, man. Got you your first ring ever.
That's a good point, Damian. That's a good point. He has been timid in the playoffs. But guess what? He's never had a Zach LaVine next to him.
He's never had a Zach LaVine. Although Zach LaVine has never played well in the play or never played in the playoffs. That's the thing too. Like
lets me know he's gonna take off
with playoff experience. Like, we don't know how the Bulls are gonna play this offseason.
Hey. Guess what? Devin Booker didn't have playoff experience before CP3 got there. Guess what? Made it straight to the freaking finals.
And
look, he went off.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. We saw that.
Devin Booker was going off the entire playoff series.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us for another morning, man. We got one more day this week. We're going to get into a little bit more conversation tomorrow, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, make sure to tune in with Bulls play tomorrow, right? Tomorrow? Yeah, so we'll be live for that as well. Be live for the post-game show as well. So it's going to be a busy content day. Be on the lookout for more clips dropping as well from today too, man. I got to get Petty going on a rant right there. That's a good one. That was a good rant by Petty, man. Good stuff. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.